presenting Orson Welles as the third man. The Lives of Harry Lime. The fabulous stories of the immortal character originally created in the motion picture The Third Man, with zither music by Anton Karas.
I won't burden you with the sordid details about how I met two very lovely Brazilian women named Inez and Aurora. They were very rich. They were in Paris on a buying spree, and the three of us became inseparable friends in very short order. I told them I was a dealer in masterpieces of famous painters. They were most eager to see my collection. So I began to browse around old antique shops, looking for something to sell them.
And now, Orson Welles as Harry Lime, the third man, in today's story, Art is Long and Lime is Fleeting.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Bonjour.
Please, can I help you?
Oh, just look around, thanks. Thanks so much.
Of course, if you tell me what you are
I'm looking for a painting, Impressionist school, perhaps. I don't
I have
quite know.
a few oils. This way, please. Here they are. They are very cheap.
Yeah, not very good either.
I have one that is a little more expensive if you would step this way.
Huh?
Now, this one is very good.
It was a picture of a bather. And in a dark light, and from a considerable distance, it might look a little like a Renoir. I looked the picture over carefully to see if it had a signature on it, but luckily enough, there wasn't any inscription.
A charming painting.
Who painted it?
It is hard to say.
Looks just a little bit like a Renoir, doesn't
Well,
it? Yes. How much is it?
10,000 francs.
I'm sorry, old man. That's Aubrey.
It is a very fine painting, and as you say, it looks a little bit like a
Here's what I'll do.
Renoir.
I'll give you another 1,000 francs, and you put the picture in the heavy old gold frame there hanging on the wall.
Oh, no, monsieur. That frame cost much more than a picture.
Okay. 12,000 francs. No more bargaining. Is the deal?
All right.
I'll wait for it now.
I know you will appreciate it.
I expect someone else to appreciate it far more than I. I took a suite at the elegant George Sank Hotel and hung the picture on the wall with a tiny spotlight over it. Underneath, I had a small brass plaque which read simply, Renoir. Then I invited Inez and Aurora to have cocktails with me in my suite.
That was a very funny story, Monsieur Harry.
My dear Inez, it's true, every word of it.
I do not believe it. You make it up to keep us in smiles.
I'd do anything to keep you both in smiles, as you put it.
You're very charming to us, Harry. I am most enthusiastic to see the painting.
We'll get to Mr. Renoir by and by. How about another drink?
Not for me, one is enough. Me for two. I mean, two for me. I am mixed up.
I understand you perfectly. Here is me for two.
Shall we not see the picture now?
All right. Step this way, lovely Inez. Beautiful Aurora.
Thank you for your compliment.
Oh, I don't compliment you. I merely told the truth.
It is over dark in here.
I'll put the light on in a minute. I'd like you to stand here as the best distance.
Oh, it is so exciting to me to see a real Renoir.
It's exciting to me every time I look at it. I'll switch on the overhead light. It's magnificent, isn't it, Inez?
Oh, it is beautiful.
I've looked at this picture 1,000 times. Just can't part with it. Look at the form of the bather, so chaste, so full of feeling. See how the master subjugates detail and form.
How much do you want for this painting, Harry?
I don't think I want to sell it.
Oh, you said you would. You are your mind changing?
Well, it's true I need the money, but, well, you understand it. It's the one beautiful thing in my life. I
But
hate to
you are
part with
a
it.
dealer. You must not go backwards on your word.
Let me think about it. There's no hurry, after all.
But we must have
Let's have lunch tomorrow. We'll decide then, hmm?
If you do decide, how much do you want for it?
I'd never sell it under 4 million francs.
4 million?
Too much money for you and too hard for me to part with it, so we'll just remain friends, shall we?
I do not care how much money. I must buy it.
We'll meet tomorrow at the usual place for lunch and talk it over. In the meantime, you think about it, and I'll think about it.
All right, Harry. 1:30 tomorrow.
Good. I'll be there. They left a few minutes later. It was working out fine. They were on the hook. All I had to do was to carefully reel them in. Then came a knock on the door. Yes?
Hello, Harry.
Paul Bazin.
So, you still remember me. I thought you would have forgotten me by now.
I never forget old friends. We used to be partners, old man.
A partner, eh?
That's right.
Well, they hustled me into jail. You hustled off to the Riviera with all the money.
It was an accident of fate. I was awful sorry you were caught, old man. There's nothing I could do.
You're going to have an accident too, Harry.
I don't do anything foolish. What good will it do you to shoot me?
You have no idea how much good it will do me.
Nothing.
Like water to a thirsty man. I've been waiting for 2 years in a Luxembourg prison for this.
Listen, old man, they guillotine people here in France for committing murder.
If they catch them.
Look, if you put the gun down, I'll tell you about a little deal that's coming off tomorrow. I'll cut you in on it.
I'm not interested.
Your share will be 2 million francs in cold cash. That's right.
2 million.
2 million. Put the gun down. I'll tell you about it.
You'll talk better this way. Talk fast. Maybe I'll be interested.
See those 2 women coming out of my suite?
I saw
Well,
them.
they think this is a Renoir hanging on the wall. See over there? They're going to give me 4 million francs for it.
And you are going to give me half out of sheer generosity?
No, not out of generosity. You can help me. Besides, you have some money coming to you.
I'm going to get it, too.
A very rich Brazilian, ladies. And tomorrow at lunch, we're going to clinch the deal. I want you to be a friend of mine, you know, an art dealer.
I don't know anything about paintings.
Doesn't matter. Neither do they. Is it a deal?
How do I know you're telling me the truth?
Well, I'm afraid you just have to take my word, old man. I don't know how to prove it to you. Till tomorrow at noon.
I'll phone the women.
They're not at their hotel yet.
I'll wait. I'll be asking for 3 million out of the 4.
Very good idea. How about a drink, Paul?
No.
Well, I hate to drink alone. However, I shall have myself a small one. We waited an hour until Inez and Aurora returned to their hotel. Paul was satisfied that I told him the truth, and he finally left me. Until lunch tomorrow. I began to think of a plan to get rid of this fellow. I can't stand people who hold grudges for years. It's a sign of immaturity. We met at lunch as scheduled.
Mr. Bazin, what is your opinion of Impressionist painting? How does it compare with the modern?
Well, I think it's very different.
Mr. Bazin does not particularly like modern art. He hates to talk about it, as a matter of fact. He's against any form of art that isn't immediately comprehensible to everyone. That's
Yes,
his
I
point of
feel
view.
very strong about it.
Me also. Abstracts are to me crazy painting.
Yes, I think so,
How
too.
about another cup of coffee?
No, thank you. Let us talk about the Renoir.
Ah, yes. By the way, when are you 2 lovely women leaving Paris?
Yet we do not know. Maybe 2 weeks, maybe a month.
Oh, it's hard to leave this city. Chance everybody.
We have decided to pay you 4 million francs.
Oh, did you? Well, we'll think about it some more, shall we?
But that is the price of which you gave us.
Yes.
Oh, I am getting all mixed up again.
You haven't changed your mind, Harry.
Well, not exactly. Let's give it another few days. You're going to be in Paris a few weeks. There's no hurry.
You don't want to sell it?
Well, I do. That is, I must. But you see, after I left, I had an offer from the Fontaine Galleries, about 5 million. I'm very embarrassed by it. I don't like this kind of business.
But you said yes to 4 million
I
yesterday.
didn't make a promise. I said I might sell it for 4. You must understand, I'm a businessman. I must sell it to the highest bidder, after all. Why don't you forget the Renoir? I'll be glad to show you other paintings. Very fine, famous artists for much less money.
We will give you the request you ask.
Well, it's worth much more, I assure you. How do you feel about it, Inez?
We will buy it for 5.
If you can afford it, I think you're making a wise investment.
I'll write a check for you right now. Give me the checkbook, Aurora.
If you don't mind, I'd rather have it in cash.
Why?
Well, I have some very urgent bills to pay. It'd take a week or so to clear through the bank. I can wait until this evening. You can get the check cashed at your bank. We can meet for dinner. We'll have a real big celebration,
A party.
Yeah.
You will be guest to us.
Oh, no. You're my guest, please.
You come too, Monsieur Bézin?
With pleasure, mademoiselle.
Where shall we meet? Shall we go to my favorite restaurant, Tour d'Argent?
I know where it is.
Oh, it's one of the best in Paris. Now, I must go. Garçon, addition. I was quite pleased with the way things were going. My only regret would be that I would have to leave Paris, have to leave Aurora. Get rather too fond of Aurora. She was my type, beautiful, not too encumbered with brains, but she had lots of spirit and exuberance. And as they say in France, as a fair, so as a fair. I had one real problem, to get rid of Bazin. But he stuck close to me, like a tree to the earth.
I'm going back to the hotel with you.
Okay, if you want, old man.
I won't.
Might be better if you went home and packed. We're going to have to leave Paris in a hurry.
I'm staying with you until after dinner.
You're a very suspicious fellow, Paul.
I trust you as far as I can move the Eiffel
You
Tower.
don't have to trust me. We're all meeting for dinner at Tour d'Argent. The restaurant can't run away, can it?
But if you double-cross
It's
me...
impossible, Paul. All you have to do is show up at the restaurant.
Well,
Pack all your stuff and pick me up at the hotel. We'll go down together,
all right. But if
Okay.
you try to do any tricks, Harry, I'll swear I'll hunt you down and I'll kill you.
Now,
I mean
Paul.
it.
I know you're a very sincere fellow. Meet me at 5 o'clock in my suite.
Orson Welles returns in just a moment as the third man.
Now, Orson Welles, as the third man, continues with today's story, Art is Long and Lime is Fleeting.
I had to work fast now that I was rid of Bazin. I hurried to my hotel and began to pack my clothes, and I telephoned my 2 Brazilian customers.
Hello?
This is Harry.
Oh, Harry. You have your mind not changed.
No. I just learned that the Tour d'Argent's closed tonight.
Well, then we shall someplace else go, no?
Of course. There's a superb Italian restaurant called the Casa Bellini. Write the address down, will you?
I have a pen.
Good. It's 43 Rue Victoire. I made a reservation for 7:30.
We will be...
Tell Inez I'm sorry about the change.
Oh, it is very nothing.
I suppose she's gone to the bank, hasn't she?
Oh, yes.
That's good.
She will be back soon.
What makes you so happy?
Inez says I have for you much liking.
And is it true?
Yes, Harry.
True for me, too, Aurora. I think you're the most charming woman in all of Paris.
You are to me, too. Oh, I get mixed up again.
I know you and I are going to be the very best of friends. See you tonight, honey.
Tonight, chérie.
I packed quietly, wrapped up the painting, and got ready to leave. The sooner I left my suite, the better. I had a hunch that Bazin would change his mind and come early. Yes? Hello, Paul.
You are about to leave?
Well, I was just going down to pay my bill, as a matter of fact.
You lie.
You know, you're getting to be awfully unpleasant, Paul, old man.
You are getting up to something.
I am getting up to 5 million francs for this little package here.
I think you were trying to run away. I think I came just in time.
You're not thinking. No matter where I ran, I'd still have to be at the Tour d'Argent at 7:30.
Where were you going when I came into the room?
I told you I was going downstairs to pay my bill. You're being very dull, Paul.
You don't fool me.
I think you better come along, huh?
We'll go down together in a little while.
Now, look here, Paul. We have 3 hours until we go to the Tour d'Argent. You're not going to stand there with a gun in your pocket all afternoon.
That is exactly what I am going to do.
Well, I have to go to the bank, arrange for my plane ticket. You're being Well, you're being quite a bore, old man.
You never had money in the bank in your life.
So happens that you are cruelly wrong.
Show me your bank book.
It's downstairs in the hotel safe with all my other valuables.
You are lying.
A partnership based on suspicion and mistrust can never be successful, old man, really.
We are going to be Siamese twins for the next few hours. It's no use arguing with me.
Well, if that's your decision, you might as well sit down. You get very tired standing up there for 3 hours.
You worry about me a lot, don't you?
I was brought up very carefully. It's ingrained in me to be a hospitable host. Now, I'm glad you're taking my advice. Like some refreshments. A drink, perhaps?
No.
Just want to sit,
That's right, just sit.
Well, don't doze off now.
You think you're funny.
No point in being grim about it. How about some cards?
No.
Have a set of dice somewhere just to while away the time.
I don't want to do anything.
You just want to sit.
That's right.
I couldn't catch him off guard. He sat in the chair and kept his beady eyes on me. I don't mind people staring at me, but Bazin had a gun, and he discovered my defection. He would become peeved, I thought, and that gun might go off. He just sat there for a long time, and then even he became bored, just sitting, tilted his chair against the wall, rocking himself back and forth, the pressure of his toes against the floor. A sudden kick on the back legs of the chair when he was tilted would certainly give me an advantage. As he fell backwards, I hurled myself at him, pinioning his arms. He managed to get the gun out of his pocket, but I rolled the chair over his arm, and he let go of the gun. I seized the gun and placed it against the back of his head with a good deal of force. The fight was over in less than a minute. He lay there quietly. I figured he'd be out for an hour at least. Yes. Mr. Bazin was out of the picture.
Forgive us for being late, Harry.
Oh, please.
It was the fault of me. I took too much time to seem beautiful.
You don't seem beautiful. You are, both of you.
Monsieur Bazin, he's not coming.
He won't be here. He wanted to come very much, but he was suddenly taken ill.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yes, he'll be all right, I think.
I am much hungry. You make this election for us. We do not know the French word.
Oh, I'd be delighted. Perhaps we better settle our business first, though. Business before pleasure, you know.
Oh, let's eat first. There's no hurry. We have all the night.
Didn't like this. They didn't seem to be so eager for the painting as they were at lunch. Maybe they were only hungry. Maybe. I didn't like their attitude at all. How do you like your peche melba, Aurora?
It is superbly. It will make me fat, and then you will not like me anymore.
It'll make you fat, and I will adore you even more, darling.
We must thank you for a very fine dinner.
The best we eat in Paris.
I'm very pleased that you're pleased. And now that we've eaten, shall we finish our business? You know, the Renoir is all wrapped up.
Oh, Harry, we haven't had our brandy yet.
But we can negotiate while we wait for the brandy,
Oh, you Americanos so impatient.
I Americaners like very much. Impatience in men is very nice.
It's a custom in our country to get our business over with first. Very droll in that respect. Then we can all relax and enjoy ourselves, shall we?
Oh, Harry, you do not say a word all evening about my frock, which I wear for you especially.
It's a beautiful dress, perfectly beautiful. I must say that if you've changed your mind about the painting, it's perfectly all right. You don't have to be embarrassed.
Oh, no, Harry. We have not changed our mind.
Good.
Let's have the brandy and then we settle the business.
Okay. Garçon? There was definitely something wrong. They were obviously stalling. But stalling for what? I was getting very uneasy. The waiter brought the cognac, and they sipped it a drop at a time. For 15 minutes, they dawdled over it. I decided not to wait any longer. I forced the issue.
Tell us something about yourself, Harry.
Oh.
About America, I mean, when you lived
Really,
there.
there's nothing much to tell. I grew up like any average American boy. I got interested in art, but I learned soon enough that I'd never be a good painter.
You were an artist?
Well, not much of one. Now, if you'll forgive me for bringing this up again, I will give you the painting in exchange for 5 million francs. I'm afraid that we'll have to do it now or not at all.
But, Harry...
I mean it, Inez.
All right.
We'll all feel better once it's done.
Well, here's the money. You can count it.
Oh, I trust you. Oh, please, I won't even open the envelope. And here's your Renoir. I hope you'll enjoy it as I have.
We will.
Mademoiselle, oh, I am sorry. I am late. I just couldn't get away.
Oh, Monsieur Bordet, this is Harry Lime.
Now, how do you do?
I am pleased to meet you.
Monsieur Bordet is an expert on Renoir's painting. He's from the Louvre Museum.
Oh, the Louvre. Now, if you'll just excuse me
Just
for a minute.
Monsieur Lime. I have got to leave. I'll just take a quick look.
Oh,
Please sit down.
I'll unwrap it.
I began to figure the distance to the door. Looked like this might be one of the times to run and fight another day. Monsieur Bordet motioned the gendarme who'd evidently accompanied him to come into the room, close the door. Well, I took care of that. I just have to bluff it out. The expert slowly unrolled the picture, held it this way and that.
How much did you agree to pay this man, mademoiselle?
5 million francs, monsieur. Is it too much?
Too much or not enough?
I don't like your tone. Just what do you mean by that, sir?
The light in here is too dim for me to make a definite opinion, but it could be a Renoir. There is a painting of his with this same general composition. The figure is not bad. The colors like his.
You think it is a real Renoir?
I was sure it was all right.
I would like to take it with me and examine it more thoroughly. But I can say this. If it is a Renoir, it is worth 20 million francs.
20 million!
Qu'est-ce qui arrive, hein?
Que voulez-vous, monsieur?
De quoi s'agit-il, hein?
You are not going to arrest anybody. Keep your hands high.
Here, better do as he says. He looks dangerous.
So the picture's worth 20 million, eh? I'll take it with me.
Now, just a minute.
Now stay as you are or you'll get a bullet. And don't follow me.
Bazin grabbed the picture and ran. Talk about a break. With the gendarme, the girls, and Bordet, I ran after him, yelling, "Stop, thief! Stop, thief, thief!" All the time blessing myself for not having tied him as securely as I thought I had. All I had to do was to follow him away and then get lost. As I tore along in his wake, I noticed a couple of street Arabs huddled around a small fire. They scattered in panic. I sprinted, tackled. He hit the sidewalk. The picture flew out of his hand. I shoved it into the fire. "I've caught you, you rogue. Now I'll teach you to steal, thief."
Let me go.
No,
you
no, monsieur, no,
mad
no. Do not attack him. We will take care of him. It is not wise to beat a police officer at Paris.
I'll kill you for this slime.
I'm afraid all you'll do for a while is a nice stretch in the Bastille, my friend. Take him away.
Come along, mon petit. I think we walk to the station. I have a few suggestions to make to you on the way.
My wonderful
Goodbye,
Harry.
old man.
You were the bandit captured.
Yes.
You are so brave, so wonderful.
You are not hurt. You are all right.
A wonderful action, Monsieur Lime. An heroic deed. But where is the
The
picture?
picture, it must be right here. It flew out of his hand when I tackled him.
Oh, the picture, it is burning. It will be destroyed.
Get it, Harry, it is burning.
I'll get it. Ouch. I'm afraid it's completely gone. Of course, I made sure the picture was burned. I managed to grab a corner of it, but I had to drop it back into the flames. What a pity. The girls in Bordet were very concerned over my hand, but what's a few burns compared to a term in the local hoosegow and 5 million francs, not to mention getting rid of Bazin. Bordet and I saw the girls home, and then after making a date for the next evening with Aurora, I offered to drop him at the Louvre, where he still had to make his report.
There is only one thing remaining to say, Monsieur Lime.
Yes? What is that?
I would not want you to think that I am such a bad expert that I really had any doubts about the picture.
You mean that it was an original?
No, I mean that it was not.
Oh, I see. Well, how much do you want, Bordet?
Nothing.
Nothing? I don't get it.
Monsieur Lime, if I had everyone arrested who tries to sell a fake picture, the prisons of Paris would be full. I wanted only to give you a chance to get away without embarrassment. I hope this will be a lesson to you, and that you won't try it again.
Monsieur Bordet, I can't tell you how much I appreciate your courtesy. You're a wonderful fellow. And I must tell you, I want you to know what an inspiration people like you are to people like me.
Harry Lime returns in just a moment. now, Harry Lime.
Let's face it, friends, the world is very generously populated with mugs. Millions and millions of mugs just waiting like the proverbial sheep for the proverbial fleecing. In fact, if they weren't shorn from time to time, they wouldn't be comfortable. It always makes me laugh to read that one of the mugs was an innocent victim of a confidence game. Now, just how innocent, I ask you? If you want a path beaten to your door, don't waste your energy inventing a better mousetrap. No, just hang a sign out, scarce items at prices you want to pay. However, till we meet again, look after yourselves. And remember, if you don't, no one else will.
Presenting Orson Welles as the third man. The Lives of Harry Lime. The fabulous stories of the immortal character originally created in the motion picture The Third Man, with zither music by Anton Karas.
You come in the theater just as the curtain's going up. The band's playing something exciting, Latin American. The stage is alive with color and dancing against the background of a marketplace in Central America. Suddenly, someone with a Spanish accent as broad as the East River shouts, "El General!" And everything comes to a halt. El General sweeps in wearing a broad sash, handlebar mustache, and a big menacing frown that scares nobody. He mutters something about La Revolucion. A couple of shots ring out, a few chorus boys drop gracefully to the ground, and the entire company breaks into the first big production number. But revolutions aren't like that. There's no music playing, no scantily clad dances, no comics. The guns have real bullets in them. I know, because I was mixed up in one of them. I'll tell you about it.
And now, Orson Welles as Harry Lime, the third man in Pursuit of a Ghost.
There's no sense in identifying the Central American country where I found myself in the fall of '45. Any of those who were involved in the revolution are still alive, of course. I've caused enough trouble. Anyway, I was in a waterfront cafe in the tiny country's capital, and there were only two of us at the bar, yours truly, Harry Lime, and a derby-hatted little Englishman who looked about as much at home as a burlesque queen at a church picnic.
Yeah. How about having a little drink with me, Governor?
Oh, thanks. I don't like drinking alone either.
Oh, American, eh?
Yeah.
Well, thought for a mo you were English.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Oh, it don't make no difference. Thought I was hoping for a word about home. What'll it be, Governor?
No, scotch, if they have any more.
Hi there, matey. How about finding a little scotch for the gentleman here? Scotch para el caballero.
Sí, señor. Scotch para el norteamericano. Pronto, señor.
Ah, gracias, amigo.
You never learned that lingo in Petticoat Lane, old man.
You're right there, you are. I've been in this blooming country for 10 years now. There's plenty of brass here, I can tell you that, I can.
Money, I've heard of this stuff. It's been a long time since I had my hands on it.
Oh, down on your uppers a bit, eh, Governor?
You said it, man. You said it.
Scotch, señor.
Thanks, gracias.
No trouble was it, señor. No trouble.
Well, here's to your increased fortune,
And to
Governor.
yours. You've been here a long time. You might be able to steer a fellow onto a good thing.
There's no way of making an easy living here, there ain't. The blinking government controls all the gambling, the lotteries, the casinos, everything. And if the revolution succeeds, it'll be worse.
Revolution?
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have let that little bit of information
It's
slip.
all right. I don't go around talking. How'll it be worse?
Well, it's this way, Governor. For a long time now, a bloke they calls General Valdez has been brewing a spot of trouble. He's a rough customer, he is. But up till now, he ain't had the money to buy arms and ammunition and hire soldiers.
And now he's got the money.
Yeah, that he has. A gent from the States he's financing him.
American financing revolution?
One of them blokes you call gangsters up in the States. He'll have a good thing, he will.
Still, he's taking an awful chance. If the revolution fails, he'll be facing a firing squad.
Not bloody likely. He's too smart for that. The way I hears it, he comes down here, he makes his deal with General Valdez, and then he hightails it out of the country, goes to Havana or someplace to wait it out until Valdez is sitting in the driver's seat.
He's left the country, huh?
That's right, Governor.
I suppose he stands pretty well with the revolutionists. I used to know if you guys were mixed up in the rackets back in the States. I wonder if you happen to know the general's friend.
The one who's financing the revolution.
Yeah, do you happen to know his name?
No, that I don't. Down here, they just call him El Zorro. It means the fox, and he's that all right, I guess.
The way I saw it, this New York gangster wasn't going to be the only foxy guy to make a good thing out of the revolution. The important thing was to make contact with General Valdez first. Half a dozen different kinds of pitches went through my mind as I headed for his stronghold.
You are a friend to El Zorro?
That's right. I'm glad we're both on the same team. I'd hate to have a fight with you.
Huh?
You're the biggest and strongest looking fellow I ever saw outside of a sideshow.
You are a friend of El Zorro, huh?
He told me to come down here from New York. We were pals together back there. I guess he had some sort of job lined up for me. I'd like to talk to General Valdez about it.
All right. General Valdez will speak to a friend of El Zorro. Follow.
Bien.
Es Jose, el general.
Entre usted, por favor.
This senor is friend to El Zorro. He tell him to come here.
He told you to come here?
They were close friends in New York.
I see.
He wrote me all about you. Said he thought we'd speak the same language. We ought to get acquainted.
When did he write to you?
Oh, well, it was quite a little while ago, but I was tied up when the letter came. I got down here as soon as I could.
You were tied up?
Well, the truth of the matter is I was broke. I had a hard time raising the price of the passage, but I figured if there was anything I could do to help a friend of El Zorro,
You're still broke?
Stony, old man.
Jose, get $200 from the safe. Give it to Senor...
Lime, Harry Lime, and I certainly appreciate the,
We will not mention it, though money is very scarce with us just now.
Scarce? I thought El Zorro gave you all the money you needed before he left for Havana.
So, it is to Havana he's gone.
Yeah, sent me a postcard from there. It was forwarded here. Great guy.
We do not think he's such a great guy.
What?
Here's the money, senor.
Well, thanks. What's the trouble between you and El Zorro?
He's a very clever man. We made an agreement. Perhaps one you knew about.
Oh, sure.
He was to finance half of the revolutions, my compatriots the rest.
Yeah, sure, I knew all about that.
He was to handle the fighting, he was to take care of the finances, the procurement of guns and ammunition.
$1 million that we have collect, we turn over to him.
And by morning, he had disappeared. So he's in Havana, eh?
Well, that's what I heard, but
You will go to Havana and bring him back.
What?
You will need money in your pocket, of course. That is why we have given you part of what little we have left. But you will not double-cross us. You will be watched at every moment. Should you make one false move, a bullet will enter your back.
Look, I think I ought to tell you something. I'm not a friend of his. I never met him in my life. I don't even know what he looks like.
It's a big joke.
Senor Lime is very comic, gentlemen.
Not being funny. I never heard of this guy until this morning. Cockney I met in a bar told me about him. The bartender, remember? It was a little cafe near the Plaza de Madrid. It had roosters painted on the walls.
Cafe El Gallo.
Yes, that was his name. Just ask the bartender.
To prove our fairness, I will make Jose make inquiries about the imaginary Cockney when he drives you back to your hotel. But you're not making things easier for yourself by denying your friendship for El Zorro.
When you check up on my story that I met this...
I will save my breath, Senor Lime. Jose will drive you back to your hotel now so you can get some rest. You will need it.
When the gargantuan Jose dropped me at the hotel, I went in one door and out the other, and then I hurried to the railway depot, bought a ticket on the first train out, which wasn't until 3 a.m. Wandered for a few blocks until I saw the reassuring sign, Polizia. Never had any love for the police, but now they represented some protection from General Valdez. After all, he was a revolutionist, an outlaw. Thought gave me a little comfort. I headed into a nightclub across the street and sat down amidst chattering cocktail drinkers. Hadn't been there long when my eyes were suddenly drawn to one of the most seductively beautiful women I've ever seen. She was a tall, slender brunette. She was sitting alone. There was invitation in her eyes. I armed myself with a couple of glasses of champagne, one in each hand. Walked over to a table. You know, it's strictly against the law for beautiful women to sit alone in bar rooms without a drink.
I was waiting for a friend.
Well, I'm very friendly. I come bearing champagne. If I sat down, would you scream for the manager?
I would not scream very loud. It is bad for my voice.
Ah, you're a singer. I knew it. It was your artistic appearance that appealed to me. That's really why I made like a St. Bernard.
Well, I would like a drink, but you look more like El Lobo to me than a St. Bernard. El Lobo is the wolf in Spanish.
And you don't like wolves in any language, you know?
No, I don't mind. As long as their claws are not too sharp. Some girls pretend they do not like the roving males, but women are all complimented by attention. I like wolves like you.
I love your frankness. What's your name?
I am Consuelo. And you?
Harry. To Consuelo and Harry. Huh? Very wonderful, Consuelo. If I didn't have quite so much on my mind, I'd...
Oh, poor Harry. You big American businessmen are all alike. All the time you must worry about money matters. There are other things in life. And anyway, worry does no good.
Oh, you're right. All the worry in the world can't change a thing. We'll have another drink.
No.
Consuelo?
No, I'm afraid to drink any more on, how you say, an empty stomach. I might lose my head.
Well, let's have dinner together first, and then both lose our heads.
Are you a good sport, Harry?
What's up?
You come with me to my little apartamento, and I will cook for you a real Spanish dinner. Something you cannot get in a restaurant. It is made with chicken and rice and white wine.
Sounds like quite a dish, Consuelo. May I say the same for you? When she'd given the cab driver her address, Consuelo slithered back in the seat and melted in my arms. This was all to the good. But I started to ask myself why the most beautiful woman in the world had gone for me like it was a combination of Clark Gable and John D. Rockefeller, with the best features of each. I opened my Rockefeller, with the best features of each. I opened my eyes, only I didn't look at Consuelo. I looked at the driver in the front seat. Even from the back, I recognized him. Driver!
Oh, what is the matter, darling?
I want to see what the driver looks like. Turn your face around this way, driver.
Si, Senor Lime. Anything to oblige.
Jose, it's like I thought.
You should have begun to think before you bought the ticket at the railway station.
Taken in by the oldest Dodge in the world, Harry Lime.
Now, do not let us forget our manners,
I
darling.
walked right up to you. You didn't even have to wiggle your little finger. Where are you taking me in this rattletrap, Jose?
Oh, not far in this, Senor Lime. But this is only the first leg of your journey to Havana.
Still the same old record, huh? Did you find out at the cafe that I was telling the truth about the Cockney?
I made inquiries all over concerning a Cockney. General Valdez is right. There is none in town.
The bartender, what did he say? Didn't he remember me?
He remembered you well. He said you drink scotch.
Yes, I drink scotch, but...
He said you were in there all alone. You did not talk to anyone in the cafe.
Well, the whole thing's a dirty frame. I'm not taking it. I'm going to...
Oh, Jose, you hit him so hard.
This time it was with my fist. Perhaps next time it will be with a bullet. We see how he behave in Havana.
Orson Welles returns in just a moment as the third man. And now Orson Welles, as the third man, continues with In Pursuit of a Ghost.
Everything was black and purple, with nice little polka dots of green light. This went on for a couple of thousand years. Then I realized I was lying down and the bed was soft, but it kept pitching, sliding out from under me. I could feel the throb of a ship's motor.
He's waking up, General.
For a while I thought you never would.
I hate pulling a line as old as this, but where am I?
We are on our way to Havana, Senor.
Yeah, I guess that. But this ship.
A private yacht a friend was kind enough to lend us. We are the only passengers aboard, and the crew are all very loyal to me.
That should answer what you really want to know.
You're going ashore to find your friend, to bring him and the money back here. Jose and I will wait on the yacht for you.
Jose's a very rough-looking customer. Yes, Jose, I think you could influence my friend more easily than I.
Neither Jose nor I dare show our faces in Havana. Were our presence known there, it would ruin everything. No, Senor Lime, you will do the job for us. But you will be watched by our friends, watched every second of the time.
Look, old man, this whole thing is pretty silly. I don't even know the man I'm supposed to find.
Statement is ridiculous. We will not go into that again.
All right, so he's my pal. My pal. I'm supposed to get him to leave Havana and come aboard this yacht. Do you mind telling me how I do it?
That is your problem, senor. But I can tell you this. If you fail, you will not live past tomorrow night.
By 2 in the afternoon, I checked in at the Hotel Nacional, wandered along the Prado looking at all the sidewalk tables for somebody who might look like a resourceful New York gangster. And I'd consumed half a dozen daiquiris at Sloppy Joe's, but I wasn't any closer to the solution of my problem, finding a man I didn't know, making friends with him, and persuading him to tuck $1 million in his pocket and come aboard a strange yacht. But if I didn't get back to the yacht with him, well, there wasn't any sense in speculating on that. I'd seen the look in Valdez's eyes. The general was playing for keeps. I walked for endless miles. I took buses. I traveled by cab. Finally, at 3 a.m., I landed about 4 miles out of the city on a little street they call Hot Dog Alley, a sort of skid row lined with Roomba palaces. And there, at a table in one of the noisiest of the joints, I saw him. I knew it was him, tall, dark, and just reeking with rotten money. Also sitting beside him, holding his hand and nuzzling up to him, was Consuela. She was looking straight at me and not making any sign of recognition, so I took my cue from her. Wandered over to the table, ignored Consuelo, and stood looking down at him. Hi there.
Yeah?
Oh, I thought for a minute there I recognized you.
Ah.
Maybe I've seen you someplace. Do you happen to be from New York?
Go away. Can't you see I'm busy with a lady?
Funny, you sound like a New Yorker.
Okay, so I'm a New Yorker. A scram.
Anything you say, El Zorro.
Huh? Where'd you get that name?
We can talk about where I got it if you really want to be a little friendly.
Okay, so we'll talk. Only this ain't the place. I'll get rid of the babe and meet you somewhere where we can be alone. Where you stopping?
Nacional.
Go back there and go to your room. I'll call you in an hour or so. Who do I ask for?
Harry Lime. Be waiting for your call, pal. Who is it?
It is Consuelo. Let me in.
All right, babe. So now you're in. Comes next.
Please, we have not much time. Please do not fight with me. I did not know they were bad men, honestly. They said it was some sort of a joke on you, that you were a big businessman and you were working too hard, that they had planned for you a little vacation and you did not want to go.
And then you flew down here ahead of me to help me enjoy my vacation. Only you happened to bump into El Zorro before I got here. General doesn't even know you're here, huh? Checking up on El Zorro and me.
Oh, you fool. They do not know that I am in Havana. They double-cross me. They do not pay me. So I fly down here for myself, like you say, on my own. I want that money.
Looks like money's getting to be a very popular thing. What am I supposed to do? Steal it for you?
Listen, Harry. El Zorro dropped me near where he thinks I live about 10 minutes ago. He was going back to his hotel to call you.
What's his real name? What hotel's he at?
His real name is Pietro. He calls himself Pete. He's staying at the La Paz. And he keeps the money right in his room. I know that.
So?
When he calls, you get him to meet you here. You keep him away from his hotel for half an hour. And I get the money.
How nice.
Then you lose him some way. You meet me at the airport. We get a private plane. And we fly to Europe. Just you and me.
You and me and $1 million, Makes a pretty picture. Okay.
Harry, what is wrong? Why are you looking at me like that? Don't you trust me, Harry?
What do you think? Of course I trusted her. About as far as I could throw the Hotel Nacional. Consuelo's a beautiful girl, but nobody's that beautiful. I have a very good nose for a frame-up. I could smell this one a mile away. You may think I'm fussy, but I don't like being played for a sucker. Twice. So I gave the lady time to get started, and then I put in a call. Hello? Hello, Pete?
Yeah?
Harry Lime speaking.
What do you want?
$100,000, Pete.
Quit your kidding. What's all this about?
Oh, we're fellow Americans, Pete. I want to do you a favor.
For $100,000?
I know about the $1 million, Pete. I also know that General Valdez and his boys have followed you down here.
Yeah?
They know where you've got the dough, Pete.
Is this on a level?
Not only that, they've got every means of escape all corked up. You're not getting out of here, Pete. Not without my help.
What can you do, Lime?
I can get you out of Cuba alive. I want a fast answer, old man. Let's not quibble over money. You're getting a bargain, $100,000. I slip you out of Cuba into some spot where you'll be safe. I have my own yacht and a crew I can trust.
How do I know you're telling the truth?
Easy, because I'm giving you my first tip-off for free. That girl you were with tonight.
Yeah?
Well, old man, she's one of the gang. She's on her way to your place now. Wait 10 minutes, then leave your hotel, give her a chance to get in, then go back. You'll find her going through your things.
Dirty little...
I'll give you a chance to settle things with her, and then I'll call for you. Have your things with you, including my $100 grand.
It's a deal, Harry Lime. You're a pal.
There was a big crowd outside the La Paz Hotel by the time I got there. It seems a beautiful girl had been arrested robbing a room. The police took her away. Bye-bye, Consuelo. Peter was waiting on the corner. He got in my cab. A few minutes later, we were in a tender, heading for my yacht.
I appreciate this, Harry.
Oh, that's all right.
There ain't many guys that do this, not even for 100 G's. Here, want to count it? 100 bills, $1 grand each.
No, man, I'll check it later. That's the rest of it in the black bag?
Sure, I bring all the dough. You don't worry, I'd leave it in Cuba.
No, I guess you wouldn't. I guess you wouldn't. Where do you think you want to head?
South America, maybe. I guess I better talk it over with your captain.
Yes, that's a good idea. Well, this is my boat we're pulling alongside of now.
Say, this is a pretty fancy boat.
Well, climb up, old man.
Okay.
Now just swing yourself over there. That's the boy.
Hey, pretty nice here.
Yes, shipshape.
Which way are my quarters?
Go in here to the bar first. What do you say?
Okay, but let's make it a quick one.
I'd like to get some sleep as soon as you show me where I can flop.
I'll show you where you flop, Belsoro.
Was he?
And there's another friend of yours behind you.
Oh, where? General Valdez.
Adios, Senor El Zorro. Jose, pick up the little black bag our friend El Zorro dropped. He won't need $1 million where he's going. And you go to your cabin, Harry Lime. We'll send for you when we want you.
I've never been very fond of unnecessary arguments, so I went down to my cabin, threw myself on my bunk. I hadn't eaten since I landed in Havana and had too much to drink, but it wasn't only the liquor, I was tired, too. Dead tired. Dimly I could hear the anchor being raised and engine starting up, and then suddenly all Hades broke loose. Now, what in the name of...
There is another of the revolutionists. Kill him too.
But I'm not one of the revolutionists, I swear. Please.
Ready. Hey.
No.
Do not fire. He's not one of them.
As you say, El Capitan, the general and the others are all dead, and we can now see to the running of the ship.
Well, Harry Lime, I hope you're proud of your role
Just
in
a
the
minute.
thwarted revolution.
You're the Cockney I met in the bar that first day, but...
Yes, a Cockney dialect is one of my accomplishments. In Central America, the captain of police must have many disguises.
Captain of the police?
Yes,
but...
you see, you thought you were extracting information from me that first day. You were merely following the powers of suggestion.
Old man, I don't even begin to follow you.
You followed me very well. Every idea I planted in your obviously conniving mind. With your help, we have recovered the money contributed by the poor, misguided citizens of my country. We have erased the revolutionary leader from a place far from his henchmen. And El Zorro, who would have been dangerous yet, is now dead.
Well, then I'm in the clear, after all. I saved your government for you.
Yes, that you have, Governor.
But then part of the money...
You will be permitted to leave our country with every cent you entered with.
Yes, well, old man, I was broke when I arrived.
Yes. You see what I mean, Senor Lime?
Yes, I begin to. I just begin to.
Harry Lime returns in just a moment. And now, Harry Lime.
My only comfort was the cozy feel of a roll of greenbacks, 100 grand warming my breast pocket. Yes, Ernie was a smart cop, but he didn't know about that. But we do, don't we?
Presenting Orson Welles as the third man. The Lives of Harry Lime. The fabulous stories of the immortal character originally created in the motion picture The Third Man, with zither music by Anton Karas.
If I were an honest man, which would be silly on the face of it, this would be my sermon. Any character who gets swindled is asking for it. You can't swindle a man unless he's so full of larceny that his very breathing is crooked. This, to a man of my talents, would be disconcerting if I didn't know that 9 people out of 10 are full of larceny, like a certain American named Harris, who not so long ago came to Paris for a holiday. Strictly in Mr. Harris's honor, I concocted a juicy little swindle called horseplay.
And now Orson Welles as Harry Lime, the third man in Horseplay.
My game of horseplay began in the bar of the Creon. To start it, I had to call on a French pal of mine, André Janin.
Say it to me again, Harry.
The big man, over there sitting at the corner table. See him?
Yes, but...
Look, Andre, all I want you to do is to get into conversation with him. Easy enough?
Why not?
Then, when you're talking, you find this billfold under the table.
Under the table?
Where you will have dropped it first.
Aha, yes. And in the billfold there are papers which will identify it as yours.
You return it to me. Simple?
Be sure to bring this man with me when I return.
Let him return it. I'll be in a room here at the hotel.
And all these hocus-pocus are to accomplish what?
All these hocus-pocus, my friend, will result in Mr. Harris, that big man at the corner table, giving me thousands and thousands of American dollars, as you will see. André Janin did his job smoothly. He was sitting down and talking to Harris in a matter of minutes, as though they were old friends. From not too near, I watched discreetly. They were just getting up to go, when suddenly...
Oops. Oh, I'm sorry, Monsieur Janin.
What?
Your foot. I must have kicked it. Excuse me.
My foot? But you did not. Let's see what... Oh, it's a billfold. You must have dropped it.
Billfold? Dropped it? Oh, not me. I've got mine, all right. Well, let's see here. Well, whosoever it is, it's sure one fat wallet. Why, look here at this.
Oh, nothing to be leaving around in hotel bars.
7, 8, 10, 15, 10 mil franc notes. Must be 400 American dollars anyway. Membership card here to some club.
Club de Turf.
What's that?
Sounds like some sort of club where one may place bets on horse races. A turf club. This is English?
Oh, sure. A turf club, eh? Fellow's name is Harry Lime. Here, look at this. Looks like some sort of code cipher. And 2 race tickets. And look at this newspaper clipping here.
From an American newspaper?
I guess so. Mysterious racetrack plunger Harry Lime winnings at Belmont this season, estimated at more than $1 million. Fella does all right, doesn't he?
We'd better ask at the desk to see if there is anybody here in the hotel whose name is, what is it again?
Harry Lime. Come on, let's ask.
Yes, what do you want?
Are you Mr. Harry Lime?
You a newspaper man? If you are, I don't want to see you. No interviews. Simply will not be bothered by a lot of...
One moment, sir, please. We simply called by to ask if you had lost anything.
Lost anything? Certainly not. Good day, gentlemen.
You sure you have your wallet, your billfold?
Oh, good Lord, it's... Where? Now, just a second.
I think we have found it, Mr.
Oh, come
Lime.
in, gentlemen. I'm sure you know how sorry I am. If I seem to be rude, it's just that these reporters, even here in Paris, a man in my position...
I suppose you can identify the billfold.
I certainly can. Now, let's see. Some cash, maybe $400 or $500 in French-American money, a membership card in Club de Turf, a code cipher I used in my business, and, let's see, a couple of cablegrams.
It's yours, all right.
Well, can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. You would have put me in... Here, why don't you take this cash and have yourselves a good time?
Oh, nonsense. Don't be foolish.
Please. Please me very much if you take it. Seriously, these papers here, they're what's of value, although only to me. You're sure I can't repay you by...
No, mille merci.
Well, then, at the very least, you must both be my guests for an evening while you're here in Paris. Drinks, dinner, make the rounds of the hottest spots, maybe some girlfriends, huh? Meanwhile, let me place a bet for you just to cover your hotel bill while you're in town.
A bet? I'm afraid I do not exactly see what you are...
He means on the horse races, don't you?
Well, you mean you have some, let me see, some odd tips?
Well, in a way, yes, tips. You see, I represent a large syndicate which, shall we say, is beginning to regulate the winning of races at French tracks. I'm merely the agent placing the syndicate money to the considerable disadvantage of French bookmakers and gambling clubs until they fall into line. Naturally, this is all confidential.
Oh, but of course.
By me.
That's why I was so curt with you when you first came to the door, you understand. I thought maybe you might be newspapermen. Occasionally they come embarrassingly close to realizing what the syndicate is up to. And naturally, any publicity would... Excuse me. Yes?
Cablegram, monsieur.
Merci, tiens, garçon.
Oh, merci bien, monsieur.
So the point is, gentlemen, I'm sent my instructions by coded cablegram, so you can see what a spot I'd be in without my cipher. So, I'm grateful to you both. I most certainly am.
You mean the bets you place, the races have been fixed in advance?
Well, now, fixed is a very unpleasant word, but that's about the size of it. That's why it occurred to me that perhaps I could show my gratitude by placing a small bet for both of you, which with good odds would at least make you some cigarette money while you're here in Paris. Excuse me just a moment, will you?
What a thing to happen in on, eh, Janet?
What do you mean?
Why, don't you get it? Fixed races. An absolutely sure thing.
I've heard of things like that, but...
Heard of them? We have one right here in our lap.
Gentlemen, this cablegram, I have a very good thing. If you'll just excuse me.
Oh, but of course, I'm sure. Monsieur Harris, we did not mean to stay here so long as this.
No, please, not at all. I insist you stay here. There are drinks, cigars, seltzer, Perrier water over there on the table. I'll be back in a matter of, 15, 20 minutes at the most.
Well...
My hat over there, yes, there. Now sit right down, make yourselves at home, both of you. I'll be back in a jiffy.
Yeah, put something on it for us.
So I leave this man Harris in my room with Janine. There he sits, thinking of the possibility that he'll make some money on a sure thing, a fixed horse race, with no risk whatsoever to his own pocketbook. Not bad, huh? What's wrong with that? Probably, like Harris, you'd feel you don't know for sure yet that I'm maybe not some kind of a nut. But at least you'd have to admit I had good whiskey in my room, good cigars, I could rent a comfortable hotel suite, and in 20 minutes or so I'd be back, with a big smile on my face. Still here? Ah, good.
We were wondering, Mr.
You know, I was afraid maybe you'd have left before I got back, before I'd even gotten a chance to learn your names. Did you think of that?
Oh, stupid. Pardon, monsieur. I am André Janine, Mr. Lime.
And you, sir?
My name is Jack Harris.
Jack Harris, mighty pleased to have met both of you. Now, when I think of it, here you are, Jenny. I got odds of 4 to 1, another 80,000 francs for you, Harris.
Well, say, what do you know?
My goodness, sir. Thank you.
It's like it grows on trees.
Yes, sir, just like it grows on trees. 80,000 francs, about $200 for my sucker friend Harris. And he never lifted a finger. That's living, man, way up high on the hog. It's just as Harris himself says.
Just think, Janet. The only limit is the capital you've got to put down on a race. How about that? Eh?
How about that, indeed. See what I mean about 9 out of 10 being larcenous? And, of course, before this afternoon is over, another cablegram has been delivered, another bet placed, just as a convincer. And when I come back into the room, I hope you don't mind. I had them give it to me in big bills so it wouldn't be a nuisance for you to carry around.
Oh, a nuisance. Oh, 100, 200? Well, this'll add up to 800 American dollars. That's not what I call a nuisance. Oh.
Now, to be sure, Harris has some 300,000 francs of my money in his pocket, but I don't need to worry too much. He won't run away. He's too anxious to get some more of this money that just grows on trees. Overnight, I leave him in the company of my friend Janine, for I have work to do to prepare the appearance of the Club de Turf. It's all a phony, of course. Staffed by my pals, all set up just to pluck Mr. Harris, just to separate him from some of his nice little old American greenbacks. And sure enough, as expected, next morning, he's back knocking at my hotel room door. Ah, come in. I was hoping you fellas show up. Drinks?
I think none for me, thanks.
Well, me, I can use one. Oh, after last night, I was celebrating my winnings in those fixed races.
Help yourself, Harris. Yes, sir, I'm glad to see you. I need someone I can trust. And after the way you two returned my wallet yesterday, I know you're both dependable.
Well, anything I can do.
You can do me a favor. Pick yourself up a little change at the same time. Here's my problem. The manager over at the Club de Turf is getting suspicious of me, I'm afraid. He's just before telling me I'll have to place my bets somewhere else.
I should think, after all the money you must have taken away from
So, now, if you two would take this guest card, it'll get you into the club, okay, and place a bet for me. I've got a horse in the 5th race. Bet him to win. And I'll give you a blank check.
Blank check?
On credit, my credit, of course. Besides, you still have the few 100,000 francs you won yesterday.
Yes.
Harris, you got your 300,000?
Right here.
Okay, here. You give yours to Janine here. That makes 600,000 for the two of you. Now, are you listening?
Yeah, sure.
This
right.
is very important. Do exactly as I tell you, Janine. When it comes time to bet, you make out and sign this check for 15 million francs. Don't let these figures unsettle you, Harris. It just sounds like a lot of money. Translated, that means only about 50,000 American dollars. Place the check together with your cash on Dancing Cloud in the 4th race at Chantier. The odds should be about 4-1. That would net you, let's see. Well, it's more than 200,000 American dollars.
What a way to make money. By the way, Lime, I don't speak much French.
Oh, don't worry about that, Harris. In the Club de Turf, most of the bettors are English or American anyway. All the business transacted in English if you don't speak French.
Oh, fine. Well, come on, let's go, Janet.
Now, please, one moment, Monsieur Lime.
Yes?
I don't have 15 million francs in cash to make that check good. I don't like the idea of putting my name to a check for 15 million.
Oh, now, look, Johnny, don't worry about that. This guest card assures you credit. Then when you win, you take up the check. Where's the trouble?
Yes, but what if we lose?
Oh, don't be a dope, Janet. You can't lose. It's a sure thing.
You catch on quick, Harris. You can't lose.
Orson Welles returns in just a moment as the third man. And now Orson Welles, as the third man, continues with Horseplay.
That, Harris, was a pleasure swindling him. The smarter, the shrewder, the sucker, the quicker he'll tumble. Now it was up to Janet to steer him to the rooms I'd rented and decorated to look like a horse race betting room. A few comfortable chairs for the patrons, all my friends, the patrons. A blackboard on which a man chalks down the odds on each of the race at 3 or 4 different tracks. A cashier behind his wicket window, paying out huge bundles of francs on pretended bets to the pretended club members. The whole thing a fancy front to impress my rich American Harris, whose breath by now is coming faster, whose eyes are shining brighter, for he's about to make a huge profit on a sure, crooked wager.
Quite a place, eh, Harris?
Yeah. The first time I was ever in a place like this.
See the man with the headphones up there at the board?
Oh, yeah.
He's chalking down the odds, no? The results, too, I guess, of other races.
Yeah.
There's the cashier's window.
Yeah. Do you think we should make the bet now?
But are the odds right?
Oh, over there, see?
Oh, sure. Well, I guess...
Yeah, you got that blank check?
Right here, only it's not blank anymore.
Well, come on, let's get up that window.
Are the odds on Dancing Cloud are right.
Oh,
4-1.
Sure. Come on, hurry up, Jan, and I won't be right. That bet is down.
All right, just so.
Yes, sir.
I want to place this on Dancing Cloud in the fourth at Chantilly.
If you don't mind, sir, I'd like to see your card. Oh, fine, thanks. Dancing Cloud in the fourth at Chantilly. Check for 15 million francs and 600,000 in cash. All one bet, is that?
Why, yes, all one bet.
Here's your ticket, sir. 15,600,000 francs on Dancing Cloud. Thank you. Next, please.
Afternoon, Marcel. 1 million francs across the board on Beaumarchais, please.
Come on, Jan, let's sit up near that collar.
I'm worried. My name on that check.
Well, why worry? How can you lose?
Besides, everybody I heard was betting on Beaumarchais in this race.
Relax, Jan, relax.
Listen, there. Did you hear him? He did not even mention Dancing Cloud.
Oh. Well, I guess they don't want to make it look too raw, you know.
Why did I put my name on that check? 15 million francs.
Oh, you'll be all right. Look at the way all these men around us are taking it.
Sure, their money is on Beaumarchais.
See, there. Dancing Cloud.
Third.
How long do these races last? Do you know?
No, a minute or two, I guess.
Oh, it's awful. Knowing that the race is probably over by now, and we sit here.
My name on that check, 15 million.
Do you think there's some
Why
mistake?
did we do it? A man we never saw before yesterday.
But he did win without that money,
I
didn't he?
know that. There'll be some mistake. There's some reason for... I'll bet he's not even there.
Listen.
Winner in the fourth at Chantilly, Dancing Cloud.
Oh, we did it, boy! We did it! How about that, eh?
Oh, yeah, I aged 10 years in those 2 minutes.
Come on, let's get up to that window. $250,000 in American dollars. How about that, eh? I say, you got that ticket?
Don't worry about that ticket, Harris.
Oh, man, you know, those jockeys must really know their stuff to pull a race like that. And nobody suspects a thing.
Winning ticket on the fourth race.
Yes.
Oh, yes, sir. Money, please, René. I'll need several thousand meal notes, please.
What's more,
Just a moment, sir. I'll check this count.
look at all that money.
All right, sir. If you'll just count it, please.
One moment, please, gentlemen.
Yes?
I am the manager here, gentlemen. Would you mind telling me how you got here? This is a private club, you know.
Well, I know, but I have my card right here and...
Well, no, huh? Credentials seem valid, but you have a pretty large wager here. Marcel, did you take this gentleman's check?
Yes, sir. Right here.
Well, you have won this bet. The money is yours. We'll put this check through the bank, and if they approve it, you'll be paid off. We'll impound your money right here. You are stopping in Paris, aren't you? Just until the bank reports back.
But,
And by all means, keep your ticket. It's your receipt, gentlemen. A good day.
Just a moment, please.
Yes?
I'd prefer that you did not bank this check immediately.
Huh? What is that?
Well, I'll have the cash deposited in a local bank very soon, matter of a few days, and you can clear it through. But right now, I'm a little embarrassed for funds in my
Then
own
you
bank.
should not have written that check. Illegal, monsieur. Well, all right. I'll hold your check for a short time.
Say a week?
A week? Oh, it's irregular. But, all right. You either deposit the 15 million francs in our bank or bring it here to the club within the week. That will show you could have paid the bet in the event you lost. Good day, gentlemen.
Poor Harris, poor Harris. I wish I could have been there to see him, how his face must have fallen to see all that money, real money, too, right in front of him, be reaching out to take it. Not yet. So Harris, a very disappointed little sucker indeed, comes back to the hotel with Janine to talk it over with me.
Don't you think that my getting us a week's time was pretty smart?
Oh, sure it was. But we still have to lay our hands on 15 million francs to make that check good.
Yeah, exactly right, Harris. Well, Janine, how much cash can you raise?
Cash?
Yes, cash.
Yeah, let's see. I have about 3.5 million francs in government bonds. I can cash those on short notice.
Oh, how about you, Harris? Could you raise the other 11.5 million? That's only about 37,000 American dollars.
Well, I've been thinking about it, Lime. Worrying on the way over. You know, most of my money back in the States is tied up in real estate. As far as I figure it, I can't raise more than 28,000 in a hurry. Now, that leaves us stuck for 9,000.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I have a bank account here in Paris. I just hope my principals back in the States never hear about this, but I guess I can take the chance of letting you have the other 9,000 until this thing is cleared up. Shouldn't take long.
Oh, it'd be wonderful if you would.
This next day or so is crucial. Until Harris's cash can be cabled from the States, I've got to be sure that he's kept on ice. $28,000. It's worth all the time and effort. 2 days, 3, and his money arrives. Janine, Harris, and I walk to the Club de Turf together, Janine carrying the 15 million francs. So we get to the club. I look up from decoding a cablegram which was handed to me as I left the hotel. It's Mal de Mer in the third race at Chantier today, 3-1.
Mal de Mer,
Yeah.
I guess we better look up that manager.
There he is. Oh, monsieur, one moment, please.
You want him, gentlemen?
You remember Janine and Monsieur Rice here?
Oh, I'm afraid I...
That bet for 15 million. You held up our check until...
Oh, yes, indeed. Just present your ticket to the cashier. I assume you have the money with you?
Right here, yes, sir.
Fine. Just show the ticket and the money to the cashier.
At the Bogner in the first of the quarter, Jitterbug by 1, Prickly Heath by a half, and Blue Booty.
Come on, Janan, cash that check, the ticket in.
I'll just see if the odds on Mal de Mer is 3-1.
Golly, my share of that dough at 3-1?
Yes, sir. This ticket, my receipt for the manager told me just to show it to you.
Oh, yes, Monsieur Janine, is it not? You have the 15 million in cash?
Right here.
Yeah, the odds are 3-1, all right.
Fine. Money, please. Now then, that's 78 million francs, right?
That's right, I believe.
These packages are 10 million apiece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 70 million. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's right. Count it, please.
Well, why don't you place it on Mal de Mer? The second race is up. I think I'll watch the marker.
That's a good idea. Put it all on Mal de Mer to win.
First time for the second at Chantilly was 2:05. Off time was 2:05.5. They're off and running in the second at Chantilly.
78 million on Mal de Mer to win. And here's your ticket, sir.
Great heavens, $500,000 for me.
Well, gentlemen, a cooling drink while we wait. Did you place the money, Janine?
Yes, I did. I hope nothing goes wrong. Imagine. Here's the ticket line.
Good Lord, man. You bet this horse to win? I said place. That horse will run second.
At the quarter, Mal de Mer ahead, Dilemma a half, and...
I say, manager,
monsieur?
can we exchange this ticket from a win ticket to a place ticket?
Oh, no,
No,
really, sir.
But it's very important, and I beg of you, please.
Now,
do.
really, this is ridiculous. The race is already
But
being
it was
run.
a mistake, monsieur. I assure you that it was my intention that the wager should be for place, not win.
I am sorry, sir. Nothing can be done after the marker has called the off time for the race. Rules of the house.
Oh, you dumb ox, Janine. My $9,000, I ought to thrash you within an inch of...
Gentlemen, please.
Let me take your hands off me. Dumb stunt, you crook. You throw my money away.
He'll ruin me, too. Let
Gentlemen, please.
No, Lime, don't!
Live! What have you done? Harris, quick! We've got to get out of here.
Why, you shot him.
Come on, Harris, quick! The French police. Of course, we left my specially rigged club as quickly as we could. Janin was sprawled in a welter of blood, and Harris, you may be sure, was stark, sheer, 100% terrified. But don't you worry. This was all just fun for the kiddies, just horseplay. The bullets I fired were blanks. The blood all over Janin's handsome Gallic profile was chicken blood, spurting out of a punctured bladder at the opportune moment. After all, we now had my friend Harris's 28,000 American dollars, didn't we? So our only problem was to terrify him into leaving town without peeping to the police. In my hotel room, I poured him a drink. Here, Harris, old man, you need this.
Oh, thanks.
I'm afraid I killed him.
If you hadn't, I would have.
I never should carry a gun. When I lose my temper, old man, I go crazy. We've got to think. The worst of it is I've involved you as an accomplice.
Yeah. Good Lord, that's right.
The one thing, it was a private club. Now, look, you'd better pack, old man. Got an Italian visa?
No,
well,
yes,
go to Italy. Try and get rid of that suit somewhere. There's blood spattered on it. Throw it off the train, perhaps.
Yes, but where in Italy?
Oh, in Italy.
There's my wife, my business.
Can't you lie low for a while, just a week or so, until we find out whether that fool Janine dies or not? I'll tell you. Go to the Hotel Splendide in Rome. I'll wire you there. I'll get you out of this. Oh, yes, I'll get you out of this, old man. I feel, after all, that I am partially responsible for all this.
Oh, it's awfully good.
Nonsense, old man. You do the same for me. Now then, into the bathroom. Go on, wash up.
Right.
There's a train to Rome in 30 minutes.
Yes.
And you've got to be on it.
I will.
He was, too. And I sat back, quietly savoring a highball, mentally spending my lion's share of his $28,000. My expenses weren't more than $8,000 tops. What a wonderful horseplay it had been, to be sure. This would be Janine with the loot. Yeah? Ah, Janine, my sweet, my lovely, my dove, my pigeon. Where's the dough?
Harry, the flicks, the French cops, they raided your club right after you'd left.
No, you're kidding.
See, all the cats they could lay their hands on arrested Louis and Berton
What?
and René and the whole crowd. Truth, see here, this is all I could grab before I beat
How
it.
much did you get?
Our original stake, Harry, and a small profit.
How much profit?
2 mille-franc notes, Harry. 1 apiece.
$2.50.
Harry Lime returns in just a moment. And now, Harry Lime.
That, friends, was one of the most successful failures I've ever had. Well, there's a sunny side to it. I'm still at liberty and not in prison. This is a great advantage in my business. I'm not at all depressed, for I know that this is a lovely world full of Jack Harrises, and I assure you I will meet another such very shortly. Until then, if you're going to spend money on horses, be sure they're on the merry-go-round, for the most you can lose is the brass ring.
Presenting Orson Welles as the Third Man. The Lives of Harry Lime. The fabulous stories of the immortal character, originally created in the motion picture The Third Man, with zither music by Anton Karas.
That was the shot that killed Harry Lime. He died in a sewer beneath Vienna. As those of you know who saw the movie The Third Man. Yes, that was the end of Harry Lime. But it was not the beginning. No. He had many lives. And I can tell you about all of them. How? Because my name is Harry Lime. I have in my hand here a farthing. This is the smallest of small coins. In England, which is where they come from, a farthing won't buy you the second section of day before yesterday's newspaper. In fact, you could hardly describe a farthing as money at all. Once upon a time, however, there was a farthing that was worth 20,000 pounds. It happened this way. You see, I have a girlfriend, beautiful and mad as the moon, called Lady Fortune. We're on fairly intimate terms, the lady and I. I know her by her maiden name, Miss Fortune. She had a lot to do with the particular farthing I've been talking about. I haven't forgiven her yet. I think it's mutual. Stick around if you're interested. I'll tell you about it.
And now, Orson Welles as Harry Lime, the third man, in 3 farthings for your thought.
Well, here I was in Liverpool, sitting in a pub, which is English for bar or grill or saloon to you, having myself a drink and mulling over a few little business possibilities. A young woman was talking, rather arguing with the bartender. She seemed familiar, and he seemed annoyed, brushed her aside. Then she drew a gun from her purse, and I started to be a good deal more interested.
Everybody, your hands up. Empty your pockets and put the money on this table. Step forward quickly. Come on, one at a time.
All right. Here you are. A bad test here for robbing the poor.
No, you can keep the paper money. All I want are the coins.
What do you mean? Can I keep the pound?
I said only the coins.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
Bartender, empty your cash register.
You'll be sorry, lady.
You'll be sorrier if you don't do as I say.
There it is.
You're next, mister.
Oh, yes, indeed. I'll be glad to contribute.
If anyone tries to follow me, I'll shoot him. Stay where you are. None of you were really robbed. Just a few coins.
That woman's daft. Come in here asking me to give her all the farthings. I told her she was crazy and she gave me the gun. The things that go on in this pub, I could write a book. I could. I don't know what this world's coming to. We used to have fine upstanding robberies. I know even the crooks are neurotic.
How much do I owe you, bartender?
$5.
Here you are.
I've no change.
I'll roll them for double or nothing.
All right. Here are the cubes. Anything over 7, you win.
Okay. Number seems to be 12. Thank you for your hospitality, and good evening to you all. As I walked out of the pub, I suddenly remembered who that woman was. Bill Barrett's wife, Helen. Barrett was just sent up for a long stretch in prison. He'd robbed a bank and gotten away with a big haul, 20,000 pounds, I think it was. Never did find the money. There was nothing crazy about Helen. She was up to something. I felt that I ought to be a participant. I called up a friend, got her address.
Who's there?
It's all right, it's Harry.
Harry? I don't know you.
I'm a friend of Bill's.
I don't know you.
Harry Lime. You didn't recognize me at the pub, Helen?
Yes, I saw you there.
Well, what are you up to?
Nothing.
Collecting farthings to while away the time while Bill's in prison?
It's really none of your business.
No? You'll never get the money back if you try to do this yourself.
How do you know it has to do with money?
Look, Helen, you need help. Cut me in for a quarter, and I'll do the work for you.
Well, I don't know.
Suit yourself. I have another deal.
I don't know whether Bill would like
He's in
it.
jail. Can't do anything. I'm out here free as a bird. You're talking to the most experienced and clever man in the business. Yes or no?
All right.
Okay. Now brief me on this farthing kick.
Well, Bill sent me a letter with a couple of farthings in it.
Hmm.
It's a puzzle to me. Here's the letter. Go on, you read it.
Dearest Helen, here are 3 farthings which I promised sweet little Daphne. Please tell Uncle Ned to write me. I love you and wait eagerly for you to visit me. Love, Bill. P.S. Yesterday I wrote a new arrangement for the orchestra. We played some of Beethoven's piano pieces.
We've no niece named Daphne.
Where are the 3 farthings?
There were only 2 in the letter.
Well, where are the 2?
The maid who worked for me stole my purse with all my coins. I traced her to the pub.
Did you get
I
any
thought
of
they
the...
might be in the till or someone's pocket, giving an exchange.
Yes, but did you get any of the farthings back?
No,
What about the other part of the letter about Beethoven, the orchestra?
I don't think it means anything. You know Bill used to be a composer before he went into
Yeah.
the business.
Where's the maid live?
I don't know. She doesn't live at the address she gave me, but I traced her to the pub. The bartender knows her. Her name's Lily.
The coins are probably a clue to where the money's hidden. He only sent you 2 of the 3 coins. That's very queer. Helen, I'll be back in a few hours. But just one more thing. What happened to his partner in the bank robbery?
You mean Johnny Baxter?
Yes.
He's been here a couple of times threatening me, wanting to know where the money's hidden.
Well, that's good. Doesn't know where it is either. I'm sure Bill isn't going to let him know.
He sure isn't. They hate each other. Baxter is a dirty double-crosser.
Sure, I know him. Can't be trusted.
Where are you going?
Well, I've just developed a new hobby, Helen, old girl. There's a wonderful big word for it. Numismatics, I think. It means a collector of coins. I'm going out collecting coins. See you soon. Before I went to look up Lily, the thieving maid, I paid a visit to prison. Now, I have an instinctive dislike for this barbaric social institution, but business is business. Since they didn't know me in Liverpool, I wouldn't have any trouble.
You say you're from the Overland Bank Insurance, Mr. Lyme.
Yes, Governor. I wonder if I may see Mr. Barrett.
Why?
We insure the bank for robberies, you know, and just a few formal questions for our record
I'm
necessary.
Sorry, but I don't think it's possible.
Well, I've been an investigator for many years. This is the first time I've ever been denied.
You are not being denied communication with the prisoner.
I don't understand.
You'll understand all right, Mr. Lyme, when I tell you William Barrett has escaped.
Escaped?
Just about an hour ago.
Well, I must say this is a rather slipshod way of running a penal institution.
Yes?
This is Harry. Have you heard?
Yes. Police are all over the place.
Bartender will tell you where to reach me.
I understand.
Barrett would be sure to be in hiding for several weeks. It was my fondest hope to recover the bank money long before then. In my arithmetic, 1/4 of 20,000 is 20,000. I went back to the pub and spoke to the bartender. £10 note, and he was my friend for life. I still might need Helen, so I gave him my hotel address. He also told me where I could find Lily, the housemaid. She was quite a wench, nice and blonde and very frightened. She didn't look a bit like a housemaid. The room was richly furnished, and she was dressed in an extremely elegant red silk robe.
There must be some mistake.
You are Lily Judson?
That's my name.
You work for a Mrs. Barrett?
Mrs. Barrett.
Yes, that's what I said.
Oh, yes. She's someone I met.
You were her housemaid?
Yes.
How do you manage to keep up a place like this on the salary of a housemaid?
It's a friend's apartment.
Don't you mean John Baxter?
I had nothing to do with the robbery, believe me.
He sent you to work for Mrs. Barrett. You read the letter and stole the farthings. Give me your handbag.
There's nothing in
Give
there.
it to me. Ah, what have we here? Lipstick, compact, perfume. It is. It's a farthing. Now, where's the other?
Mrs. Barrett must still have the other.
Lily? For once, I think you're telling the truth. I'm going to let you go, Lily. You're just lucky I have a weakness for blondes. I hurried out, the farthing in my pocket. It was late now, and I wanted to get out of that neighborhood, and fast. It was deserted, not a cab in sight. I knew I was being tailed. I turned a corner and caught a quick flash of two men. I quickly threw the farthing in a garbage can. And I tried to make a run for it.
It's no good struggling, Lime. We've got you. All right, Lime, give it up.
All right. What's up, boys?
Where's the farthing?
I threw it away.
You threw it away, eh? All right. Now, where is it?
You know, you fellas can be arrested for assault.
Empty your pockets.
Okay. Let me see. Couple of halfpennies, half-crown, and a shilling.
Yeah, he's hiding it. Let's drag him in this hallway where we can search him.
No, wait a minute,
Grab him by the
fellas. Now,
shoulders.
just a minute,
Just
wait.
a minute, nothing. Give him a taste of the blackjack, Bert. We've got work to do.
But now...
Orson Welles returns in just a moment as the third man. And now, Orson Welles, as the third man, continues.
I came to about an hour later in a dark, dank hallway off the street. My clothes were all ripped up and strewn about. I staggered to my feet, got into my clothes, and then went out to find the garbage can where I'd thrown the farthing. I found it, lying on a discarded newspaper. Put it in my pocket. Went back to my hotel. Helen.
I've been waiting here for 2 hours.
Oh, I ran into a few people who detained me, as you can see here, don't you? What's the matter with you? What's wrong, Helen?
I found Bill
Where?
near the waterfront.
Oh, that's too bad. That'll add a couple of years to his sentence.
They can't do anything to him anymore.
What do you mean?
He was shot in the chest.
Dead?
Yes.
It's too bad, honey. It settles our partnership.
You're quitting?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Why?
Well, they'll suspect me as soon as the police find I'm not an insurance investigator.
I don't know what you mean.
I'm getting out of Liverpool, Helen. I've got to.
You're going to leave me?
I'm going to leave you, yes. You can say that again.
Oh, I lied to you, Harry.
Okay, you lied to me. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to change my clothes and catch a plane to London.
Did you find the other farthing?
Yes, I managed to get it and keep it.
I have the other one.
I know.
I didn't trust you. But now that Bill's gone...
You're willing to go half with me.
Yes, Harry.
But, Helen, you forget. I've resigned from this partnership.
Here is the farthing.
Nothing very unusual about it, except that 2 numbers of the date in 1941 are scratched. That 9 and the 4, see?
That's right. I would never have noticed it.
Let's take a look at my farthing. Nothing on this side. On the obverse, the tail of the bird is scratched. Also 2 letters in farthing, the A and the R. Put them together and it's Taylor. Taylor, that's it. 94 Taylor Street.
Oh, if we only had the missing coin.
Oh, we have the address.
Maybe we could take a quick look at it. There's no plane leaving until tomorrow anyway.
It might be worth a try.
The money's in the house.
Know anyone at that address?
Well, it sounds familiar.
Think hard.
I can't remember.
Well, there's nothing to do but pay a visit to 94 Taylor Street. 2 farthings could just possibly add up to 20,000 pounds. Stop here, driver. Okay, Helen. Here you are.
This isn't 94.
I know. I'd rather walk up to it slowly.
It's very dark.
The darker the better.
Yeah, I don't remember this street. Maybe we figured it wrong.
Maybe. Look, if you want to go home, Helen, after all, you've had a very tough day.
I'll take my chances.
You don't trust me, huh?
I didn't mean that. If we get the money, we can go off to Italy or someplace.
I'm afraid that wouldn't be such a very, very good idea.
Why? You don't like me?
Helen, how can you say that? I liked you from the first, but it'd be very unhealthy for you and I to be traveling together. Don't forget you happen to be the wife of a murdered prisoner. Here we are. You recognize the house?
No. The number's familiar, but Bill operated from a number of places which he talked about, but I never saw.
Single family dwelling, well-to-do people, I'd think. Yeah.
The windows are boarded up. No one seems to be living in the house.
That's all to the good.
How are we going to get in?
I have a couple of skeleton keys, very handy things to carry around. You keep a sharp watch while I work on the door.
Oh, hurry.
Helen, why don't you go home? I'll get in touch with you.
I'm staying with you.
Okay. Oh, I'm going to have trouble with this door.
Wait.
What's the matter?
Thought I heard someone inside.
I don't hear anything.
Oh, it must have been my imagination.
Kid, this isn't a profession for imaginative people.
Oh, I'm sorry, Harry.
I got it. Now, give the flashlight.
Here.
Walk on your full tread. Heel and toe. Don't tiptoe.
I am.
Now, close the door softly.
It looks like it's deserted. The dust and...
I have a queer feeling about this place. This seems to be the drawing room. Here's the light switch.
Stay where you are.
Sorry to have busted in on you.
Johnny!
We're in the wrong house.
Baxter!
And your little blonde housemaid. Well, we're all together now.
Stand up against that wall. Both of you.
As you say, Baxter.
You killed Bill.
Against the wall, Helen.
You'll hang for this, you will.
You do as I say, or you'll join your double-crossing husband.
Now, look here, we haven't got the money. You might as well let us go.
If you make another move, I'll kill you.
Don't bother, old man. I'm not moving.
Now, tell me where it's hidden.
I wish I could, but I don't know.
I don't believe you.
That's the trouble with people in our line of business. Nobody believes anybody else.
Come on. Where is it?
Believe me, I don't know.
We came here to find it.
How did you know it was here?
The address was on the
property.
farthings.
All right, then. Let me have the coins.
I haven't got them. Helen has.
Get her purse, lady.
Right.
That's right. Now open it.
Here they are.
Huh. Why, where's the third farthing?
Bill never sent it.
You're lying.
He never did, I swear it.
I want the third coin.
I'm leaving, Baxter. I don't have.
I'm going to give you 1 minute in which to hand over the missing farthing. Just 1 minute.
You know that bad look. You're just one of those unpleasant people that gives our trade such a bad name. He meant what he said about killing us. No doubt about that. He said 1 minute, and he meant 1 minute. I had to do something or get myself shot. My back was against the wall, my left shoulder against the light switch. A quick movement with that shoulder, and I switched off the lights. He fired. I ducked at the same time. I came at him from the side and threw him down. He fired again. That one mussed up my hair. I seized his arm with one hand and grabbed his ear with the other and tried to pull it off. He kicked at me rather viciously and nearly broke one of my ribs. I lost my hold on his ear and just managed to get his hair. I pulled his head back and banged it against the floor. I had hopes that by the 8th or 9th bang, he'd get discouraged and give up. He didn't. I let go and smashed him on the jaw. His body relaxed for a minute. I seized the gun and jabbed it into his head. Like a good sport, he gave up the struggle.
Don't shoot.
Turn the light on, Helen. Now it's your turn to stand against the wall. You too, Lily.
You're not going to shoot us.
Just keep your hands up and maybe I won't.
Maybe you and I, we can work out...
Whose house is this?
No one lives here anymore. It used to belong to one of Bill's friends. We bought the property. We used it in our deals.
He was a composer, just like Bill.
I suppose so. All them music records.
Yeah. One whole wall was completely covered with bins for music records. I ran my eye across it and remembered the letter that Bill wrote to his wife when he sent her the 2 farthings. He mentioned something about Beethoven piano pieces. And then it hit me. I remembered Beethoven wrote a piano piece called Fury Over a Lost Farthing. And that's where it was, in the music of Beethoven's piano sonatas, of course. The Lost Farthing. I walked over to the record bins, and then another thing hit me. The police. Again, the police. I was too late. The shots had aroused the neighborhood, naturally. Someone had phoned the cops. Too late.
All right, Mr. Lime. Get aboard.
Yes, sir.
If ever you set foot in England, Mr. Lime, we'll throw you in prison on sight.
Well, I shall make every effort, sir, to have my good name cleared.
In the meantime, you're being deported.
I helped capture a notorious criminal. This is my reward. It just goes to prove what I've always said. Franklin was wrong.
Franklin? What Franklin?
One of my countrymen officers. His first name was Ben. He used to say that honesty is the best policy.
Well, if it pleases you to joke...
It doesn't please me, officer, and believe me, I'm not laughing. Not a farthing's worth. Goodbye now. You'll hear from me, officer. I'll send you a postcard.
Harry Lime returns in just a moment. And now, Harry Lime.
Thus, rather abruptly, the affair of the 3 farthings came to an end. I had time on the boat to think it over, it being a fairly long voyage with no passengers who cared to play games of chance with a stranger. I went over my books and couldn't find much of anything that wasn't pretty well in the red. My investments were as follows. Beaten up badly once, beaten mildly once nearly murdered. Also 1 flannel suit, practically new, damaged beyond repair. My assets, as I say, were very vague. More conservative businessmen than I put their profits in a bank. My money was in an album of Beethoven records. Of course, I have every hope of getting my money back. Oh, yes, indeed. Some fine day, your Uncle Harry will get back into England by hook or crook, probably the latter. And then he'll go up to Mr. Beethoven and say, "My money, please. I want to make a withdrawal." Yes, friends, you can write down the whole farthing deal as my unfinished symphony.
Presenting Orson Welles as the Third Man. The Lives of Harry Lime. The fabulous stories of the immortal character, originally created in the motion picture The Third Man, with zither music by Anton Karas.
That was the shot that killed Harry Lime. He died in a sewer beneath Vienna, as those of you know who saw the movie The Third Man. Yes, that was the end of Harry Lime. But it was not the beginning. Harry Lime had many lives, and I can recount all of them. How do I know? It's very simple. Because my name is Harry Lime.
Yes?
Major?
Yes, come on, speak up.
Corporal Lime is here, sir.
Oh, he is he? Well, you can tell Corporal Lime I want to see him. Right now.
You know, it's funny, but all during my military career, I've never seemed to be able to force myself to be very fond of the brass. If you've got to have an army, you've got to have the brass, I suppose, but I don't honestly see why.
And now, Orson Welles as Harry Lime, the Third Man, in today's story, The Third Woman.
You know something, Corporal Lime?
No, sir.
If we could prove half of this stuff in this file, you'd be celebrating your 100th birthday in a military prison.
Yes, sir. I dare say so, sir.
Shut up and listen. You report to the address on this slip of paper. It's a tailor on Savile Row. The tailor has his instructions. He's to make you 3 suits, including the full soup and fish. And the whole outfit's to be ready in 48 hours. Isn't that awful?
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute, it gets worse. You go to the Savoy Hotel. You know where that is?
Yes, sir.
A room is reserved there for you. You'll register as a civilian. For purposes of cutting red tape, you're going to be a civilian. But here are your papers. You'll be taking a trip pretty soon. Yes, we're sending you away from all these bombs. It's discouraging. I tell you, this whole army's as nutty as a fruitcake. I didn't say that, did I, Lime?
No, sir, you didn't.
Look at these papers.
Yes, sir.
See how you're traveling?
Well, yes, sir, but this must be a joke.
Oh, it's funny, all right. But it's true. There's the Allied command is sending you on a holiday, Corporal Lime. And you're traveling as a civilian with the rank of full colonel.
That's what I mean about brass. An unfriendly attitude. Unnecessary, I call it. Why couldn't the major have been nice? Well, if he was, I guess he wouldn't have been a major. Because if you look at it that way, I was going to have to begin changing my loyalties because according to my new papers, I was part of the brass now myself. I got my new suits, and then they sent me to see a certain Captain Smith. I don't think that was his real name. He was something very high in the hush-hush department, but that was the name I was to call him by when we met. This was all set up for midnight on the right side of Cleopatra's Needle. I tell you, the whole thing was so cloak and dagger, it made me want to giggle, but of course I didn't. I was very careful to play it straight. I didn't want to lose my nice new wardrobe.
I say, could you give me a light?
We're not supposed to show a light.
That's correct. And what was in the bottle?
Jenkins' ear.
Good-o. How did Morgan die?
He died a governor.
Splendid, Mr. Lime. All the answers perfectly correct. Silly questions, what? Silly answers, too, come to think of it. But the silliness makes it easier to remember, I always think. Mnemonics, don't you know? Right?
Right, if you say so, Captain Smith.
Yes, well, now, let's get down to cases.
We've borrowed you from your people, Lime, because of your special qualifications. Languages, looks, a certain rather celebrated aptitude for the opposite sex, and a fair share of unmitigated gall.
Yes, sir.
Don't call me sir. Remember, this isn't the army, not strictly speaking. No, this is another show. What do you think of spying, Lime?
Well, I don't know. I never tried.
It's a dirty business, of course. Absolutely filthy. But then it's a profession like anything else.
Yes, I suppose.
For one thing, the pay is abominable. That's why so many of the regular pros turn double agent on us. You know what a double agent is, don't you?
Well, that's an agent who sells out to another power, isn't it?
Yes. We're on to most of that lot, of course. We use them when we can, but it's always sticky. No doubt about that, sticky. Well, first of all, of course, we're not dealing with soldiers or patriots, and no money arrangement is ever really final or binding. That's why we have to use pressure.
Yeah.
Different sorts of pressure, don't you know? Blackmail, for instance.
Blackmail?
Listen.
Another one of those V2s.
That was in Chelsea. Appalling weapons, aren't they, guided missiles? I'll tell you something, Lime, because it's going to be part of your job. This V2 is nothing. Jerry's getting ready with something a good deal worse in the same line. About 10 times worse, according to our information. Yes. Somewhere in Europe, more than 100 feet underground, there's a factory where they're busy perfecting quite a new thing. We've got to stop them, Lime. Want to help?
Oh, sure.
You didn't ever happen to meet a female named Brunel, did you?
No, I don't think so.
Brunel, also Brown, also Brune.
Well, that doesn't ring any bells.
No, well, maybe when you see her, there'll be a small chime or two. She's been around, and so I gather have you, right?
Well, I've been around a bit, Captain Smith, but I don't know your Brunel, or Brown, or Brune.
Reddish blonde, sometimes auburn, grey eyes, rather tall, speaks 8 languages perfectly, 5 or 6 more, well enough. She's been a professional agent for more than 15 years. Good at her work, too. Yes, she's quite valuable to us, off and on. This, it appears, is one of the off times. It's very much off. She was due to send us something rather important, you know. I gave you a hint about that.
Oh, you mean the new rocket factory? You mean Brunel has information about where it is and she won't send it?
Worse, she's given us false information. We think she really did manage to find out where this new guided missile thing's being built, and we guess she isn't telling us the truth because the Germans have some sort of hold over her. Yes, blackmail or something beastly. Now, we'd like you to see if you can't get some sort of line on just what it is. We don't really expect you to succeed, but well, go down and have a try, won't you?
Yes, but what do I do? Where do I go?
You'll receive sealed instructions when you get on the plane.
On the plane?
Details, background, all that sort of thing.
Yes, but what do you mean?
You see that car across the way?
I see a car,
It's waiting to take you to the airport. Well, good hunting.
Pilot? Pilot?
Yes?
That doesn't look like the Bosporus to me.
No, it doesn't.
It looks like the Atlantic Ocean.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
But don't you know what it says in my instructions?
Mustn't tell that, you know. Those instructions are supposed to be secret.
That's all very well, but I'm under orders to proceed to Istanbul, and here we are in... Where are we, anyway?
Well, this flight isn't part of your show at all. We just happen to be carrying you, if you see what I mean. A little out of your way, of course. There's an awful lot of red tape attached to getting in and out of these neutral
But
countries.
my instructions are...
Don't worry, there's bound to be someone of your chaps waiting to take you the rest of your journey tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, relax and enjoy Lisbon. We're coming in now.
Oh, so that's where we are.
Yes, you better fasten your seatbelt. Wizard place, Lisbon.
Sure enough, they had me all fixed up for a flight to Turkey in the morning. I wasn't complaining. There weren't any rockets falling on Lisbon. Anyway, it's always been one of my favorite places for having a good time. I checked into the hotel, changed into my nice new white tie and tails, and took a cab out to the casino at Estoril.
Comment vas-tu?
Geneviève, what are you doing in Lisbon?
My dear, in this city there are 2 things we try to avoid. The first is never, unless it's absolutely necessary, to address a friend by name. After all, you know one's name may not be one's name anymore.
All right, honey, what's the second rule?
It is a more strict one. We observe it very carefully.
Fine, but you can't just expect me to obey the law if I don't know it.
You asked me what I was doing in Lisbon.
Oh, well, that's it.
Sherry, no matter what the provocation, we never, never, under any circumstances, ask each other what we are doing in Lisbon.
Well, I'm perfectly willing to tell you what I'm doing.
Don't bother.
Why not? I've got a good job.
Oh?
Yes. I represent the biggest Swedish manufacturers of ball bearings, and tomorrow I'm going up to Stockholm.
To Stockholm, by way of Istanbul?
No. You mean you know?
Chérie, in Lisbon these days, everyone knows everything about everybody, and no one asks anybody anything. The first is a question of pride, and the second of politesse. It's very warm in here. Shall we go out on the terrace?
Am I allowed to answer that one, or must I tell you in code? You like it here in Lisbon, Genevieve? Or am I breaking the rules again?
I have my work.
And, of course, I mustn't ask you what the work is. You know, I remember when you used to be a nice little hard-working confidence girl in Cairo. You were trying to avoid the cops of at least 5 different countries, but you weren't nearly so secretive. Okay. What are we allowed to talk about now?
Harry.
Yeah?
Why should we talk?
That's true. Why should we?
That was a nice kiss. You still do that very nicely, Harry, but...
What's the joke?
You are such a terrible spy.
Oh, I guess I am at that.
Listen, Harry, I've always liked you. I'm not working for your people, but I know what you're up to. Don't go to Istanbul.
I haven't got any choice, honey. I think I'd go anyway. You know me, curious as a cat. Why shouldn't I go?
They put you onto something terribly big, Harry, terribly important.
Well, that's very flattering, isn't it? Tell me, what do you know about a woman called Brunel?
Oh, she's been an agent a long time. I don't know her, but I've seen her once in Saint-Moritz and again in Deauville. I hear she's clever. They are watching from the terrace. I must go back now, but please, Harry, do not go to Istanbul. It's not the woman Brunel. It is the situation. I tell you, Harry, it's too big for an amateur. It's too big for anyone.
Oh, but they've given me a chance,
And
Harry.
why have they sent you? Because you are so experienced in espionage?
Well, no, of course not. That isn't the reason.
Then you know, Harry. You know why people like you are sent on missions like this?
Well, I can't say that I do.
Because you do not matter at all, that is why. Because they don't care what happens to you, not one little bit. Because you are, how you say, expendable.
Orson Welles returns in just a moment as the third man. And now, Orson Welles, as the third man, continues with today's story, The Third Woman.
We made good time to Istanbul with only a few nasty minutes, and I thought a couple of Messerschmitts were going to get on our tail. But by 11 o'clock that evening, all my arrangements were made. I was carefully dressed once again in my nice new English white tie and tails. I made my way straight to Georgette's, an upholstered sewer masquerading as a nightclub, left my top hat with a check girl, and called for the head waiter.
Good evening, sir. You are alone, monsieur? Perhaps I can get mine here at table, near the floor, senor.
Where's Georgette?
I beg pardon?
You heard me, Georgette.
Georgette?
Yes, where is he?
There's no one here by that name, sir.
This is for you.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Please come this way. Through here, sir.
Thanks.
If you will step through the kitchen, sir. Here we are.
J'espère vous voir demain, chérie. Nous allons parler ensemble.
Excuse, please.
Yes, what is he?
There is a gentleman here who says he knows you.
Oh, yes, and who? Harry.
Hiya, George.
Well, Harry. Just a minute. J'ouvrirai demain, comme d'habitude, oui? Oui, au revoir. Well, Harry.
May I sit down?
I won't be able to stop you. What you after?
Information. Willing to pay for it.
With money?
With money. Top market price. You know an agent called Brunel?
Suppose I did.
Who's shaking her down?
Who wants to know?
People with the money, George.
There's a lovely American Cadillac, Harry. Custom-made body. I'll give you the address of the man who wants to sell it.
I'll drive it over to your place tomorrow. What's the address?
Not my address, Harry. That wouldn't be very discreet. There's a new nightclub out by the pyramids.
The Sphinx?
You get around, don't you?
Want the car at the Sphinx?
Yes, leave it in the parking lot about midnight tomorrow. Give the key to the doorman.
And then what?
I'll have a table reserved for us inside. If you don't like what I tell you, you can take back the key. Otherwise, I drive home in a new Cadillac, okay?
The next day, I bought the car. That night, I left it in the parking lot by the Sphinx. I got a nice big salam from the Senegalese doorman when I gave him the car key. And inside, I found Georgette waiting for me at a ringside table. Oh, it's a nice place, isn't it?
Hello,
Not
Harry.
better than that flea bag of yours. What are you drinking?
Anisette.
Make mine a double scotch. Now then, let's have the dope.
I hate to do this, Harry. It goes against my
Oh,
principles.
cut it
you know,
out,
but,
Georgie boy. Let's get down to case.
The party you were asking about has a sister.
No, is that it?
A younger sister.
Where is she now?
She's in Istanbul, too, but she isn't free to move around very much.
You mean it's a snatch?
You might say she's been held as a hostage.
Who's doing the holding?
The young lady whose name, by the way, is Julie, arrived in Turkey 3 weeks ago for her holidays. She's been going to school in Switzerland. She hadn't seen her older sister for a year.
Come on, Georgette, where is she?
You might say she's a guest at a certain embassy.
What embassy?
I prefer not to use proper names, Harry. There's the address.
This one, yeah. Germans.
I told you not to use any names, Harry.
Yeah, tough gang here in Istanbul, even for Nazis, ever since Van Papen was
One more
shot.
name and I leave.
Not by car, sweetheart. The key the doorman's holding doesn't fit.
Crossing me up as usual,
Not
Harry.
at all. Here's the real key. You get it when you're finished.
Finished what? I've told you everything I know.
You told me Brunel's sister's been kidnapped by the
Keep your
Germans.
voice down, Harry.
Okay. Sister's being held in the German embassy. How long do you think they can keep her?
Your guess is as good as mine. I'd say for as long as Brunel herself can be forced to function effectively.
You mean as a double agent?
Of course. She must have got onto something good, and the Germans must be particularly anxious for her not to spill it. They're probably hoping to use it to lead your people just as far away from the truth as possible, and for as long as possible.
And what happens when Brunel gets tired of cooperating?
She's very fond of that kid sister.
Well, what happens to her finally, to Julie, I mean? They'll kill her, won't they?
Yes. I should think so. Waiter, bring me another anisette.
Yes? What is it?
Miss Brunel?
What do you want?
I came here to see you about Captain Jenkins.
What about him?
His ear is in a bottle. Also, there's Governor Morgan.
Come in, come in.
Okay.
No need for that rigmarole. I know who you are. You're Harry Lime.
That's
Used to
right.
run contraband out of Marseille in 37. I met you once in Monte Carlo. Now they've sent you from London. What's your message?
Sorry, I haven't got any message.
Nonsense. They've sent you here to tell me something. What is it?
The message is supposed to come from you, Miss Brunel. There's about 500 RAF planes waiting for the address of a certain rocket factory. The information is past you.
I've sent the information through the regular
It
channels.
wasn't information. The London people took the trouble to check up on it. What you sent was the location and description of a shoe factory in Norway. And Miss Brunel, do you know what they're actually making in that factory?
No.
Shoes. The London people think you have another address, Miss Brunel, and they sent me to get it from you.
I've always given perfect satisfaction. My
Save it,
record
honey,
is-
save it. Let's get the whole thing down to facts. Fact 1, you know where that rocket factory really is. Fact 2, I know where your kid sister really is. Fact 3, get me the rocket factory, and I'll deliver Julie.
How can you do that? There are over 60 people in the embassy. She's up on the 3rd floor. There are armed
They're
guards.
giving a reception, aren't they, tomorrow night?
Who?
The German embassy, honey. Don't go stupid on me. I want an invitation.
But how can I do that?
You can do it. You're working for them, aren't you? Here's the name. I've squared it with the Istanbul police. You go on from there. Get me the invitation to that party, and get yourself 2 tickets for Switzerland.
You mean you really
The
think...
plane leaves at 4:30 in the morning. Bring all the information on that rocket factory to the airport. I'll bring Julie. Well, goodbye now. Sorry, but I've got to run.
Where are you going?
I'm going to play pinochle with the chief of the Turkish fire department. Well, goodbye for now. Promptly at 10 the next night, bearing my invitation from the Nazi embassy, courtesy of Miss Brunel, and wearing the best Savile Row white tie and tails, courtesy of the Allied command, I paid my respects to His Excellency, the German ambassador.
Heil Hitler. Good evening, sir. Mr. Cotton, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, I believe that is the name, Mr. Cotton.
Cotton is the name, yes, Good evening, Mr. Abbas. It's awfully nice of you to invite me.
Oh, it is our
Thank you very
pleasure,
much,
Mr.
sir.
Cotton. The German Reich is particularly interested in the development of industry.
Oh, yes, indeed.
I would like to put a few questions to you privately, Mr. Cotton. Won't
Well,
you please step this way?
Well, Mr. Ambassador.
So I won't keep you long if you will just step into the elevator.
All right.
After you, please.
Yeah.
It is rash to talk serious business in this large public gathering. We will be much quieter in my study.
Yes, I dare say.
After you, please. Through here, Mr. Lime.
Hey.
Put up your hands, Mr. Lime. High. And keep them there. This gentleman, as you can see, is armed, and this room is quite soundproof. He will not hesitate to use his gun.
Okay. Now what happens?
We will discuss that a bit later, Mr. Lime. Now I must return to my guests. Meanwhile, Gerhard here will keep you company.
Well, Gerhard, here we are.
Keep your hands up.
This says I'm stupid, Gerhard. Do you agree with him?
All the Americans are stupid.
Do you think it'd be stupid for me to try to get that gun away from you, Gerhard? Well, I suppose it would, but anyway, I'm going to try. Sorry, I only got you in the leg, old man, but I never was much of a shot. What I need today is to practice my marksmanship, and since this is such a nice soundproof room...
What are you doing?
What shall I try for, Gerhard? An arm or the other leg?
No!
All right, then. Where's the girl?
What girl?
It was your right hand, wasn't it, Gerhard? Now then, let's try for a foot.
No, she's in there. Through that door.
Okay, thanks. Julie!
What do you want?
I'm not one of the Nazis, Julie. You have to take my word for it. I'm your sister's friend.
That's the elevator.
The elevator?
They're coming up.
Bolt the door.
It won't do any good. This door is the only way out.
Well, there's the window.
No use.
The window's locked, isn't it? Here, give me that chair.
I tell you, it's no use.
1, 2, 3.
There's big gardens on this side of the house. No one will hear. And beside the embassy guards.
Oh, they're starting to break down the door. Jump, Julie.
Through the window.
Through the window. Where else, you little mug?
It's 4 stories to the ground.
Shut up and jump. That's the girl.
Put down that gun, Lime.
Look out below, Julie. I'm coming after you.
It's 4 stories, Lime. You wish to kill yourself?
Well, Mr. Ambassador, you told me I was stupid. Auf Wiedersehen. That night, there was seen in the streets of Istanbul one of the strangest sights in the history of that historic city. A procession of firemen bearing 2 bundles wrapped in canvas, rushed out of the German compound and boarded a fire truck, a gigantic hook and ladder. Then, out of the bundles, which were, of course, firemen's jumping nets, there emerged 2 figures, a young lady by the name of Julie and a gentleman called Harry Lime.
Where to, Mr. Lime? Where do we take you?
To the airport, and step on it.
Yes?
Major?
Yes, come on, speak up.
Corporal Lime is here, sir.
Oh, he is he? Well, you can tell Corporal Lime I want to see him right now.
Here I was back in London. Here was my old friends, the Major and Captain Smith, only this time the Major had a new sheaf of papers concerning my exploits on the desk in front of him. Less about Black Market this time and more about Harry Lime, the hero. I came to attention, saluted smartly.
Corporal Lime.
Yes, sir.
I've been reading your report.
Yes,
Very
sir.
interesting.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, there's just one thing.
Yes, Captain Smith?
Turkey is a neutral country. How did you manage to get all that cooperation out of the fire department?
Well, I used persuasion, sir. You'll find it all down on the expense account, Major.
I thought you might like to know, Corporal, that there was quite an air raid the other night over a certain factory on the Baltic Sea.
The Germans won't be making that new rocket, Corporal. Not for some time, anyway.
I'm glad to hear it, sir.
I suppose you think we owe the whole thing to you, don't you, Corporal? Well, we don't.
No, sir?
That air raid was held 3 nights ago when you were in Lisbon.
3 nights? But, sir...
Brunel wasn't the only source of information. Not by a long shot.
I'm instructed to tell you that the facts we were looking for were sent to us from Portugal, from an agent by the name of Genevieve. However, we're most grateful for your help.
I've been asked to give you this. Wait a minute, where did I put it? Sometimes I think this isn't a war at all, but a grand convention of lunatics. I didn't say that, did I, Corporal?
No, sir, you didn't.
I didn't think I did. Here you are. This is from the British with their compliments.
Oh, thank you, sir. What is it?
It's an address. We thought you might have lost it.
It's that tailor in Savile Row.
Yeah. They want you to return the suit.
Harry Lime returns in just a moment. And now, Harry Lime.
Well, one thing about Genevieve, she taught me a lesson. Now I understand why women make better spies than men. They're so obviously more honest. You know, you always presume they're lying and never even suspect that they might be telling the truth.
Presenting Orson Welles as the third man. The Lives of Harry Lime, the fabulous stories of the immortal character originally created in the motion picture The Third Man, with zither music by Anton Karas.
This is a love story. Well, don't worry, there's action in it. Arab chieftains, international gangsters, and a buried treasure. But essentially, this is a tale about one of the times I fell in love. Now, don't laugh. I'm not the first man that happened to, or the third man either.
And now Orson Welles as Harry Lime, the third man in An Old Moorish Custom.
Valerie Darouche, that was her name. She lived in North Africa, claimed descent from one of the old Barbary pirates, and looked like the direct and miraculous offspring of a couple of the more personable Greek gods. Maybe she was at that. But her official grandfather was old Armand Darouche, owner of an ancient fortified estate a couple of 100 kilometers inland from Algiers. I'd heard stories about him, of his great wealth, and what was more important, its strange source. So the first thing I did when I got into town was to wangle an invitation for a gala at the governor's mansion. I knew Mademoiselle Darouche would be there. She was. I figured one thing would lead to another, and it did. 4 weeks and 7 meetings later, Valerie and I were dancing together at our rendezvous in the ballroom of the luxurious Granada Hotel, overlooking the Mediterranean.
Harry, you dance so wonderfully. I float.
Honey, dancing with you is like coming in with the tide.
Oh, you are a poet, Harry. Oh, Sherry, not so close, please. Madame Plantage, she is watching.
Yes, Madame Plantage. Did we have to bring her along?
But certainly. I could not travel to the city alone, not even for a visit merely to the shops.
You've got plenty of protection without her, it seems to me. That giant Sudanese of yours and the red fez and the baggy pants.
Oh, but Ali is only my chauffeur. This is not your America, Sherry. Here the chaperone is also necessary for the unmarried girl of good family.
Yeah. Well, let's go out on the balcony and watch the sun go down. We haven't had a chance to be alone. Not once since we met.
But certainly. If you visit Barbarossa again, Harry, perhaps I could arrange for Madame Plantage to occupy herself.
And your grandfather, the seigneur?
Perhaps it will be a day when he is out to inspect the flocks. Or what is left of them.
Those flocks of sheep. They're his hobby. Is that the idea?
Hobby?
Well, I don't know. It seems difficult somehow to think of your aristocratic old grandfather as a farmer.
But, Cherie, he is much more. At Barbarossa, he is king. He is emperor.
Yeah, it certainly looks the part. He might be the very incarnation of that old Barbary corsair who founded your family, Arouge Barbarossa. Is that what it's called?
Oh, you know about us, Harry?
Oh, sure, honey. I read up on it. Arouge was the greatest of the Moorish pirates. Right?
He was no Moor, but a Greek-turned-Muslim.
Oh, yeah?
His beard was red like the blood on his hands. So, after 450 years, an ancestor who was cursed by God and man becomes a romantic figure. Droll, no? Oh, Harry.
Yes?
What are you thinking?
Well, I was thinking how perfectly beautiful you are and how much I love you.
Oh, Harry, if you only make bouquets with words. No, don't.
That was more than a verbal posy, darling.
Oh, no, Sherry. No, don't embrace me.
But if you love me...
Please, it will not be easy.
What do you mean?
My grand-père, the seigneur, I owe him too much. He and I, we are the last of the Darouche.
Yes, I know this.
He has plans for me to live in Paris for a while, a term at the Sorbonne, a season in Rome, in Athens,
We can do all that now on a long, wonderful honeymoon.
But I can't disregard him. Since my parents are dead, I am all he has left.
But if I spoke to him, wouldn't he think of your happiness? Give his consent?
I don't know.
Supposing I drive up to Barbarossa tomorrow and ask him.
Well, he will ask questions. Foolish ones, you may think.
Such as?
Such as, who is your family? What are your politics?
Oh, no need to worry, honey. I'm like a pair of socks, neither right nor left.
Oh, my dear, do not joke with grand-père. For him it is most serious.
Yes, I know. But you will back me up, won't you?
Yes.
Mademoiselle.
Oh, yes, Ali?
Ah, you're Genie. Did you rub a lamp or something?
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Madame Plantage a dit qu'il faut partir maintenant.
Oui, je viens tout de suite. I must go, darling.
I left the hotel and threaded my way through the streets toward the little apartment in the European quarter that I'd rented when I first arrived. The twilight was sowing stars in the sky when I heard footsteps overtaking me and looked down at the stout, pink-cheeked little man in a baggy alpaca suit and fuzzy fedora. He kept pace, looking up at me with glossy, inquisitive eyes.
Monsieur Lime.
Yes?
Permit me to introduce myself.
He drew a wallet from his pocket and flipped it open. The identity card beneath its plastic shield stared up at me. Pierre-Jules Charon, police detective.
You remain in Algiers much longer.
A week or so, perhaps. Why?
The length of your stay is a compliment to our city, monsieur.
Oh. Well, I've always felt that you can't really know a place unless you live there for a while.
True, but when you stopped over in Palermo, monsieur...
Palermo?
Yes, just before sailing for Algiers, did you meet there one calling himself Pierre Dubois?
Dubois?
Only his name is not Dubois, monsieur. It is Mario Marteau.
Oh? What's he done?
Many things, monsieur, including murder. He fled Algiers some time ago. His trail was picked up at Palermo.
But would he be likely to return to Algiers?
Evidently he has. A British art dealer has identified his picture as one of several bandits who tortured and robbed him last week.
Oh, I see.
A dangerous man, monsieur.
Yes, evidently.
We think perhaps he is a lieutenant of El Sikina.
Who?
El Sikina, a Bedouin outlaw. One of our local gangster leaders. If it occurs that you see Mario Marteau again...
I'll give you a ring, you can be sure.
A ring?
On the telephone.
Oh. Of course, merci, monsieur.
Merci. So I waddled away into the gathering twilight. How many pieces of my past had he dug up? That forged passport, he checked it with a pair of sûreté. But no, it's not. He'd have picked me up for sure if he had. Or was this another one of those cat and mouse games? Couldn't tell. Went on to my apartment. When I got there and put my key in the lock, it refused to turn. The door was already unlocked.
Come on in, ami. Do not just stand there and stare.
Mario. What are you doing here?
El Sikina's treasury is getting low. It was necessary to get money at once.
Oh.
He is getting impatient with you, Harry.
Impatient? Do you know who just stopped me on the street? A police agent. Asking questions about you.
Tell me something new.
Or perhaps I will. That legend you told me in Palermo, about Arouge Barbarossa bearing $1 billion francs worth of gold cups and things like that in the cave.
It is no legend.
Maybe not. Anyway, I did some research in the government library.
So?
Arouge Barbarossa actually captured a galleon back in 1504, which the Pope had sent from Genoa loaded with gold dust and wine for the use of the church. He was pursued by warships and hid his loot in a cave on the coast somewhere between Algiers and Bougie. There used to be a legend that Arouge and his crew returned to the cave once every year, rising from hell, to celebrate their capture and toast their loot in sacramental wine. Now,
wine, eh?
Yes, an old Moorish custom, no doubt.
The Koran does not permit Muslims to drink, my friend.
Arouge was a Greek variety. He and his corsairs wrote their own Koran.
I am not interested in fairy tales.
Well, neither am I, Mario. According to the records, the galleon Arouge captured was loaded with newly mined gold dust for the goldsmiths of Civitavecchia. There's no mention of finished gold articles.
I do not care a sou what the records say. All I know is what I see now. Old Armand Arouge this past year has sold numerous antiques of pure gold to dealers. The Englishman we robbed had a 16th century cup he bought from Darouche just 2 weeks ago.
Okay, you just leave it to me. I'll find out soon enough just where the stuff is hid.
Good. You have just 24 hours.
What?
If you still have not secured the necessary information, El Sikina will take steps to obtain it himself.
Meaning just what?
Meaning he may have to visit Barbarossa personally.
I see.
And as for you, Harry, your services will be dispensed with permanently. I am sure you understand.
Yes, I think I understand. The sun was high when I woke up the next morning. I dressed carefully, hired a limousine, an expensive-looking one, and drove out from Algiers toward the ancient estate of Barbarossa. I pulled up before the villa of Signor Armand Darouche. It was broad and sprawling. There were narrow embrasures for windows. The old house was like a lonely fortress in the blazing heat. I'd expected Valerie to meet me at the door, but instead, a silent Arab servant bowed me in.
Monsieur Lime, please come in.
Ah, Monsieur Darouche. It's very good to find you at home, sir. I was hoping to speak to you. Yes. Your granddaughter and I, Signor.
But of course, your charming campaign to win her hand. Did you imagine I would not wonder who you are? That I would not take the trouble to find out?
Find out what? I told you all about
it.
it.
And an excellent story it was. But the police this morning have told a story that is quite different.
Police?
Your record, monsieur. Algeria does not welcome such as you. Ali!
A door opened at the other end of the room, and the giant Sudanese stepped in, red fez, baggy pants, and all. This time, however, something new had been added, a gay bandolier of cartridges and a rifle whose black muzzle stared at me as the old man pocketed his automatic and turned to a telephone on a nearby table.
I will arrange for you a police escort back to Algiers, monsieur. Allô? Ah, l'appareil ne fonctionne pas. The telephone service will no doubt improve itself later. In the meantime, Ali will convey you to a guest room suitable for you.
Listen, if I've made any mistakes in the past, well, after all, none of us are perfect. Huh. But I do love your granddaughter, monsieur, and I have information of the utmost importance for you. I didn't want to alarm her, but I've uncovered a plot.
A plot?
It's true. I swear it's true. El Sekina thinks you've discovered a great treasure buried by Aruj Barbarossa.
What?
It's fantastic, of course, but
Jackal. So that is your game.
Now, wait.
A spy for a Bedouin gangster. Coming to my home, making love to my
No, listen to me. For your sake, El Sekina is no friend of mine. He may raid Barbarossa this very night.
Ah, what tale is this? You expect me to believe
well, you'd better believe me.
If it were the truth, which I doubt, why should you warn me? What do you expect to get out of this?
Your friendship.
Ah, my friendship.
Plus, monsieur, naturally, there's a plus. Plus a nominal percentage of the loot left by your illustrious ancestor.
Ali, je perds patience. Take him out before I kill him.
Orson Welles returns in just a moment as the third man. And now Orson Welles, as the third man, continues with an old Moorish custom.
The guest room in which Ali locked me featured primarily an iron door, naked stone walls, and a single barred window. The hours passed. The shadows lengthened, and nothing whatever happened except that I got thirsty. Was the old devil going to keep me here until I died from thirst? Surely he'd gotten his blasted call through to Algiers by now. The police should have been here long ago. Of course, if he hadn't, if the telephone line was still out, then I knew, of course. El Sekina, he and his raiders, they'd cut it preparing the attack. They'd stormed the gate, killed the guards, and now here they came. Bullets came through my window, ricocheting from wall to wall. Sooner or later, I knew, one would make a billiard shot that would knock me into a side pocket. But finally, the firing slackened and grew still.
Harry!
Valerie,
You warned Grandfather, but he did not believe you. You said you loved
and
me.
you thought that was a lie, too, huh?
After what the police told about you, what else could I think? But if you are not lying about your love...
Valerie, you know I wasn't.
Then take this rifle, Harry. Help us defend the house. Well, what is so funny?
You're asking me to prove my love by getting myself killed. Okay, honey, give me the gun. If I'm taken alive, I'm finished anyway. We picked our way through the darkened rooms and corridors, stepping over dead bodies. The big Sudanese lay half-crouched beside an embrasure. He whirled as we entered.
No, Harry, tout va bien.
Better point that rifle the other way, lad. I'm on your side. Valerie, are you two all who are left?
No, my grandfather, he's on guard by a window on the other side of the house, but he is wounded. This way.
Armand Durouge lay in the darkness beside a low embrasure. He turned on his side to look at us as we came in. Dim moonlight revealed his shirt front, dark with blood.
Monsieur Lime, I have taken the desperate choice. I have no other. If you love my granddaughter, you will aid to obtain her safety.
How?
I have here... can you reach it? On the floor.
This?
Oui. Parchment. Very old.
Just what is it?
A map. I took it from its hiding place a little while ago to burn it. There beside you on the floor, a small piece of candle. Light it.
There.
The map of the treasure, out of a tale for children.
Then it's true.
Oui. The smaller part remains where it has been for over 400 years with the curse of God upon it. If you love Valerie, you can buy her life with it, and yours. You are clever, Lime. You can bargain with Elsikina. Save Valerie from those swine.
These symbols, I don't understand.
I will tell you their meaning. First, swear on your salvation that you will keep faith.
I swear.
Now listen. Bend closer. I will show you how to find the cave of the Corsair. Here is the key to the code.
When Darouche had finished, I put the parchment in my pocket, snuffed the candle, tried to make the old man a little more comfortable, but his body had gone limp. When I spoke, there wasn't any answer. The master of Barbarossa was dead. Here they come. Valerie! Valerie, are you hit?
Harry is wounded.
Oh, Valerie, it's no use.
Oh, Harry!
Monsieur. Oh, my God. Quickly. Let go.
Mario, do you hear me? Tell your boss to stop shooting. I've got everything under control.
Harry!
Mario, it's all right. I've disarmed him. You can... Go.
The big Sudanese was dying as he brought his rifle butt against the back of my skull, but all the same, it was a blow that knocked me colder than a witch's kiss. When I came to, the brightness of day hurt my eyes. I closed them again, quick. The world was rocking underneath me. It took a minute or two to realize that I was tied hand and foot, draped across the back of a camel. The smell of salt air was mixed with the smell of camel, and I saw the dark blue of the Mediterranean curving to the left. The Bedouins halted and dismounted. My wrists and ankles were unbound. Then I was led to the head of the column. Mario Marteau stood there. And beside him was Valerie Darouche.
Good morning, Harry. Did you sleep well?
Mario, why have I been tied up? I kept my part of the bargain, didn't I?
Did you?
Old Darouche was holding me prisoner when you attacked. I broke out and forced him to give me the chart showing where the treasure of Barbarossa's hidden. I have it here in my pocket. Well, it's gone. You have it.
Of course.
Well, I didn't fail, did I?
And I once thought you were a man, that I loved you. Animal.
Valerie. Mario, those men over there, what are they digging?
A hole. For you, Harry.
But why? Why? Where's El Sikina? Where is he? Bring me to him.
And you are supposed to be so clever.
I should have guessed a long time ago. You are Elsikina?
Who else?
May you both burn in torment.
All in good time, mademoiselle. First, there is the matter of the directions. The code, mademoiselle.
I told you I do not know, and if I did, I'd die before I tell you.
Mario, I know.
You?
I'll tell you for a price.
Price?
Set Mademoiselle Darouge and myself free in Algiers. That's not much to ask.
No. If this is not one of your little tricks...
It's no trick.
I will set you both free after we find the treasures, not before.
Okay, old man. Now give me the map. We followed the broken coastline, and later that day, as the sky grew gray and dust devils danced, we reached the place. An old Bedouin remained with Valerie on the beach as I led them into a narrow break in the rocks, a break that widened into an enormous cavern. Their flashlight beams danced about and picked out a number of copper chests green with age and corrosion. No doubt about it, we'd found it. It's the cave of the Corsairs.
No, the ship! They're empty!
Darouge must have taken most of it, but here's one chest, Mario, filled to the top. Look, it's gold dust. 100 million francs worth at least. It's been left here to escape the tax collector.
The rest of it!
Well, sold, spent, of course. Oh,
They've found something.
Yes, evidently. It's wine, Mario. Look, sacramental wine in sealed flagons. Wine taken off the galley, hidden over 400 years ago. Well, Mario, I've kept my word, haven't I? Don't you think I should get a small share?
Hassan! Ahmed! Take this dog out! Stand guard over him and the woman!
We huddled on the beach in the lee of a sheltering rock, Valerie, our guards, and I. The mounting surf crashed on the narrow beach. The sky sagged like a wet circus tent. And two of the guards stared enviously at the revelry in and about the cave. The third, more devout, scowled.
Keep away.
What's wrong, old girl? You're shivering.
Do not touch me.
Two of our guards are leaving, headed for the cave. The others staggering around, lying about the sand. They all drink enough. What the devil? The chest of gold dust. The only one that's left. Those four scoundrels are taking it out.
What do you think they would do? Leave it there?
But they're reeling. They don't know where they're going. Hey, guard! GD! Those men with the chest. They're too near the breakers. They're drunk. Call Mario. Where is he? Get them back. Part of that's mine. Hey, Mario.
Your 30 pieces of gold are gone, Judas. Taken by the sea. There's the chest, Judas Iscariot, rolling over and over in the breakers. The yellow dust swallowed up.
Easy, honey. Here comes Mario.
You lying feeder sheriff.
Mario, no. What's the matter? Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me.
I should know. It would be a trick. I kill.
Mario Mato collapsed, his pistol falling from his hand as he fell. Look at them, all of them. The whole gang lying around. Incredible.
What are you going to do?
Take you back to Algiers with me?
Then let's go. Those swine won't sleep forever.
Relax, sweetheart. They will.
What?
They will. Your grandfather put that wine there himself. He told me so before he died.
What do you mean?
It was for the refreshment of all who might come upon the treasure in his absence. It's a fine old vintage, dear. Laced with poison.
Harry Lime returns in just a moment. And now, Harry Lime.
Whatever happened to Valerie? I'm sure you're asking that question. Well, so am I. Come to think of it, I saved her life, and all she had to say to that was goodbye. Well, so long for now. And remember, if you don't want to work for your living, don't bother about buried treasure. You may have to dig for it.
Presenting Orson Welles as the third man. The Lives of Harry Lime. The fabulous stories of the immortal character originally created in the motion picture The Third Man, with zither music by Anton Karas.
The world, the poet says, is so full of a number of things, he's sure we should all be as happy as kings. Luckily, the world, so full of such a number of other things, is also pretty generously loaded with suckers. What, my children, is a sucker? A sucker is a larcenous chump who likes to gamble as long as it's a sure thing. And do I need to tell you that the surest thing in the world is that a sure thing can't be sure? Step a little closer, friends. You're crowding the pavements. Let me tell you about it.
And now Orson Welles as Harry Lime, the third man in It's a Knockout.
Point him out to me, Harry.
See? There he is. One that's knocking his pipe out. That's Stan Pierce. That's our little old sucker. And the polo coat.
Not bad looking, is he?
Keep your mind on your business now, Jenny. He's worth at least $30,000 to me if you do as I tell you.
Don't worry, Harry. I'll have him in Havana with his $30,000 on a plate inside of 48 hours.
Oh, okay. I'll be waiting for him. Now, try and get a seat near him on the plane. And don't forget, when you meet me in Havana, I'm not Harry Lime. I'm J. Harrington Lime, the Wall Street tycoon. When an American businessman like Stan Pierce goes on a Florida vacation and finds himself sitting on the plane next to a pretty girl, he makes my work pretty simple for me. I'd known she'd be able to pick him up easily. She was telling him the story I'd coached her in the next night in a Florida nightclub, and by that time he was ready to believe anything she told him.
Can't you stay over here in Miami another day?
Oh, Stan, I'd love to, but you don't know my boss. I've got to fly to Cuba first thing tomorrow morning to give him the contracts he sent me to New York for. If I'm not there, ouch.
Sounds like a slave driver. We begrudge you one day in the sun here.
Mr. J. Harrington Lime is a stinker, especially to his secretary.
J. Harrington Lime. You say that name as though I should have heard of him.
Only if you work in Wall Street.
If he's such a stinker, why don't you quit your job?
That's what I want to do. The only thing I want to do is make some money before I do. If only I could just figure a way to...
Do what?
Well, I'm not sure that I'm being silly.
What?
Oh, I started to think I shouldn't tell you about it, but I don't know why I shouldn't. You don't know Mr. Lime, after all. Probably won't see him anyway. Besides, you're nice. I like you. I sure think I can trust you.
Sure you can. You got an idea?
Well, you see, Mr. Lime's a great sportsman. Loves to gamble. On the fights, the races, almost anything.
Matter of fact, me too.
Well, anyway, so Mr. Lime's got this big palace of a place in Cuba near Havana. You know, mink line, swimming pool, tennis courts, the works. And right on his estate, he's found that one of the workmen, a Cuban, is a wonderful boxer.
So?
His name is Pancho Cordobas. He's really good. At least, I don't know much about boxing, but the trainer Mr. Lime brought down, and the doctor and everybody, they all say Pancho will be a world champion.
Really? Pancho Cordobas. Funny, I never heard of him.
It's not funny. Would be funny if you had heard of him. He's had 10 fights, won every one by a knockout. But don't you see? Mr. Lime just keeps him under wraps. All his fights were held in secret.
In secret? I don't get it.
Sure. So that when Mr. Lime matches him in New York, he'll be absolutely unknown. He's trying to get him matched up against top boys, and whoever it is Pancho fights, Mr. Lime will be able to get simply wonderful odds. See?
I'm beginning to, but I don't see how you figure to make any money out of this. Are you going to...
Let me tell you. In secret, of course. Now, Mr. Lime always tries to get his guests to bet against him. He takes Pancho, and he'll give big odds because he's so sure of Pancho.
Yeah, and?
Pancho has agreed with me that he'll lose this next fight if I give him the word. He'll... What's the expression?
Take a dive.
That's it. For a price. Mr. Lime's been giving him a purse of $5,000 every time he wins. We agreed I'd give him twice that if he loses.
This Lime, he gives good odds on Pancho?
Last time he was trying to find takers at 10 to 1.
How can you lose?
I know. Isn't it awful?
That's awful. It's a smart scheme for the girl to have thought of. What's the hitch?
Well, even with all my savings, I couldn't win enough to pay off Pancho. Besides...
You've got to have someone to do your betting for you.
Exactly. So I guess I'll just have to stick to my job for a while longer.
What would you say if I offered to put up some of the capital for you?
Oh, no, Stan. Have you got that kind of money?
On a sure thing like this? I sure have.
Oh, Stan. Look, I'll give you all my savings right now.
Wait a minute.
$1,000. If you can only help me out.
Well, all right. You know, this will be a good thing for us both.
Oh, sure it will. Let's both have a drink on it, shall we? To celebrate our partnership. Oh, Stan, you're wonderful. And you're sure you'll be able to raise some cash to bet?
On this kind of a proposition, I'll have $30,000 cash at least.
Oh, Stan, how wonderful.
How wonderful, yes, indeed, especially for me, Harry Lime. I always find it refreshing to relieve a rich sucker of money when he thinks he's going to steal from someone else. Jenny had done well. She got Stan Pierce over to Cuba within the 48 hours she'd promised. The hook was baited. Poor fish was about to bite. Well, either you're uncommonly lucky, you certainly are an expert on cockfights.
Just luck, Mr. Lime. Beginner's luck.
Oh.
Matter of fact, this is the first time I ever saw the birds fight in my life.
Oh, you don't say. That's $75 you want from me. There you are. What was your name again?
Pierce. Stan Pierce from Cleveland.
Glad
I'm
to
in
know
the
you.
insurance game.
Mr. Pierce, you like boxing very much?
Yeah. I go to get to the fights whenever I can.
Where are you staying, Mr. Pierce?
I'm at the National, sir.
Well, good night. Good night, Pierce. Been pleasant chatting with you. Maybe I will undertake to win that $75 back from you. It's important to handle a chump with artistic appreciation. Limousines, country estates are expensive, but for me, well, I regard them as legitimate business deductions. I wanted to make sure this chump Pierce was impressed. I even had a half-dozen pals on hand, all dressed up to the nines, pretending to be my weekend guests. Charming people, all of them, really. Very capable of giving my chump a good time, flattering him, making him feel nice and secure. First, I fed him lunch, then a good Havana cigar, then we went for a stroll, our whole party, and I led them casually down to a specially outfitted training quarters.
Oh, Harry, this is the fighter you were telling us about.
Discovered him yourself, I understand.
That's right, General.
Wow, that. Is that why you were asking me if I went to prize fights, Mr. Lime?
What do you think of him? He's fast, isn't he?
He certainly is. What's his name?
I call him Young Pancho, of course. I don't know yet whether he's any good or not. He hasn't fought a single fight.
He hasn't? I mean, he hasn't.
No.
He looked so sharp, I could have sworn that...
Beautiful, so graceful.
No, he's fighting for the first time next Thursday. You've heard of Kid Burke.
The middleweight?
Oh, sure, he's a good puncher, Harry.
Well, I understand Burke's pretty good. I've gotten him to come over and go a few rounds with Young Pancho. I'm making up a purse for the winner.
You've never had a fight yet. How do you know your boy hasn't got a glass jaw, Mr. Lime?
I don't, Pierce. That's what I hope to find out next Thursday.
Harry, off Kid Burke's record and seeing that young Pancho's never had a fight, I hate to do it, but I might take some of your money away from you at a friendly wager, huh?
Trust Lime, General. He'll see to it that the odds work for him.
Maybe I could give you a chance to win back your $75, Mr. Lime. What's the matter?
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Pierce. I'm really sorry. I shouldn't be laughing. I was just amused at the idea, that's all.
Idea of what?
Well, don't you see, I was planning to make up a purse of $10,000 on the fight, and any side bets that I could place on Pancho. I want to make sure that my winnings would cover the purse, don't you see? 75.
Yeah, I might possibly be able to bet a stake that would interest you.
Oh, that'd be fine, Mr. Pierce. Fine. I'm sure, Nothing better calculated to make a chump impatient. Nothing better calculated to make a fish leap for the hook than to twitch the bait away as though he maybe isn't going to get a chance to grab it. I was hoping Pierce's neck was hot under his collar as I walked away after giving him that little brush. I wanted to give him a chance to talk to Jenny without anybody else around. Sure enough, I could see him moving over to his side.
Well, what do you think, Stan?
He said this was Pancho's first fight coming up.
Oh, he always tells people that. Don't you see? That's the way they're likely to bet a lot more money on him. That's the kind of a man he is. That's one reason I hate him so much.
I see what you mean. Well, say here he comes.
Who? Oh, Pancho. ¿Cómo está, Pancho?
Senorita?
Have a good workout?
Gracias, it was fine. I feel best I ever feel.
Now, don't forget, Pancho. Third round. That's our agreement.
Senorita, what are you saying?
Oh, don't worry about Stan. He's my partner in the deal.
This is safe?
Oh, sure. Safe as a bank. Stan, shake hands with Pancho. This is Senor Pierce, Pancho.
Honor, senor. But, senorita, if too many people find out...
Now, don't worry, Pancho.
Yes,
I said it was all right. Third round now. That's our bargain.
Sí, third round.
Hey, Pancho, get in the showers.
Okay. Buenas tardes, senor. Senorita,
See you later. Well, Stan?
I'll go in it with you, Jenny. Looks good to me.
Oh, wonderful.
That lime, he got me a little sore. I'm going to show him I'll take him for plenty.
What do you mean?
I'll have to convert some bonds and maybe borrow a few bucks, but I think I can work it so that I can put my hands on $45,000.
Oh, Stan.
Yeah, at good odds, say 10 to 1, we'll clear.
Oh, it's so much I can't even think of it. Oh, Stan, I just want to kiss you.
Okay with me, honey.
Can you get those bonds or whatever they are converted in time for the fight?
That's for next Thursday? I should think so. I should be able to get a draft on my bank from one of the banks here in Havana.
And my $1,000. You still have it. It's safe?
Don't you worry about chicken feed like that, honey. By next Thursday, you'll be on the easiest street in the biggest house in the block.
You see what you get just by being a little rude? I'd figured this chump was good for $30,000, and now he's begging to give me $45,000. I could have told him that the bank in Havana would be efficient, unfortunately efficient for him. By Thursday afternoon, Stan Pierce, my fine, fat little Cleveland insurance man, has $46,000 bills in his pocket, one of them mine that I give him to Jenny to give to him, and the rest of them his, which would end up in my pocket $45,000.
Orson Welles returns in just a moment as the third man. Now, Orson Welles, as the third man, continues with It's a Knockout.
So it's dinner time. Dinner time, and over the brandy, I'm ready to start accepting bets. Well, General, 5-1 then. I'll tell you what, I'll make it 15-2. Hey, what's the matter? Can't I get any action from you gentlemen?
Well, Harry, those are nice odds. Suppose I bet $25,000. I'm taking...
Swell. Just give you 25 to Jenny here. Here's my end.
Wait, I don't want to carry this money all around.
Here, take this little satchel. You can stuff it in there. Well, Judd?
I don't know, Harry. I'm not sure I trust you.
Fire and thunder, man. I'll give you 10-1.
I'll take those odds, Mr. Lime.
What's that? Oh, Pierce. Well, fine, sir, fine. I'll take you $75, too, if I can't get any larger action from these gentlemen.
My wager on Burke is $46,000, Mr. Lime.
Oh, fine. You've got cash, of course. Give it to Jenny here. And Jenny, here's my end.
Mr. Lime, I hate to be carrying all this money
Getting
around.
heavy, is it, Jenny? All right, then, Pierce. Suppose you be appointed custodian of the stakes.
Well,
Come on, old man. I'm sure everyone here trusts you. Well, can I get any more action? If not, there's just one more thing I want to say before we all go to the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, you all understand that, of course, this fight is private. It's not being conducted under any boxing commission rules. For that reason, it's a little irregular. As a matter of fact, our Cuban police friends would quite possibly feel that it's illegal. You understand, General, that's why I couldn't take your check.
Yeah, sure.
Well, friends, I presume I can trust you not to mention that the entertainment was held out here tonight.
Sure.
It's to protect the licenses of the fighters and the managers involved. I have your assurance.
Sure, you can trust us. Yeah, well.
Then let's all go. Fight's about to start. Pierce, you got those stakes all right? Let's go. Sheer delight to watch Pierce carrying that satchel. You ever watched a man that you know is guilty, trying to act innocent? Of course, this is the first time Pierce has ever tried an act like that. Down through the gardens to where the ring was set up, there were perhaps 3 dozen of us, maybe 50 altogether, counting the trainers, the seconds, the referee, and all of them, of course, in on my little scheme, except just one, Mr. Stan Pierce. Fortunately, they weren't all on my payroll. They were friends, gamblers, confidence men, their girls, anxious to do me a favor, and anxious, too, to watch the fun. Fighters in the ring now, referee's talking to them. I have to watch them, but I have to watch Pierce, too. First round. Fighters pretending just to feel each other out. Pancho's putting on a show of fancy footwork. Of course, the two fighters I've hired put on a good show. It's artistic. We can't have Pierce getting worried about how raw it'll look when Pancho takes his dive. Poor Pierce. I know just what he's doing. He's figuring how long a round takes, 3 minutes, multiplying that by the number of rounds Pancho's agreed to go before he pretends to be knocked out, adding a minute between rounds, and he's thinking in less than 10 minutes, he'll be collecting his bet. Less than 10 minutes. Whoop, whoop. That's because Pancho went down on his knees. Burke really clipped him. Looked good, too. I'll bet Pierce is just as happy he didn't bet on what round Pancho would lose in. There goes Pancho again on the canvas.
2, 3, 4.
And he's up at 5. Pierce looks worse than Pancho does. Now Pierce is feeling at his feet, making sure the satchel's still there, looking around furtively, thinking, they really trust me. Silly smile on his face. I'll just speak to him and see what he says. Well, how about it, Pierce? Enjoying the fight?
Yeah, sure. But your boy doesn't look very good in there.
Oh, don't worry about young Pancho, Pierce. He'll be all right.
Come, Patrice! Come on! Get it!
Now, here they go again. Pancho looks as though he's got a cut open up under his eye there. He probably want another $10 from me for that. He's sure a pretty good boxer at that.
What's that man?
Look at Pierce. Just look at Pierce. I'll bet he's adding up his profits again. 46,000 at 10 to 1 and 460,000 minus 10,000 to Pancho leaves 450,000. Split 2 ways with Jenny means a clear gross of 225,000 smackaroos. Oop, there he goes, down again. That Burke's got a pretty right hand at that. Just reaches out and down goes old Pancho on it.
2, 3, 4.
I counted 4 that time. I better get more worried looking. Pierce might suspect something. Yeah, he's looking at me, all right. Watch his right, Pancho. Watch his right.
Come on, Pancho.
I hope I look sick enough. Pierce is watching the fighters again. Fighters, that Pancho. He's really one of those powder puff fighters, all flick and fluff, no real sock to him. Burke could land him in 1 round if this fight was a square rattle. Pierce is breathing harder than either of the fighters. Uh-oh, he's looking over at me. Maybe I'd better.
Your money feels safe still, Mr. Lyon?
Oh, at least I know now my boy doesn't have a glass jaw, Pierce. But I just can't understand what's come over Pancho tonight. He seems sluggish. Maybe he's overtrained.
Maybe his reactions do seem sort of slow.
This is Rich. Now Pierce is worried. He's scared Pancho will make me suspicious. Round 3, this is where it happens. Look at Pierce. His hand groping to make sure he's still got that satchel, thinking, how is when we can reach right out and grab $225,000? Greedy boy. I'm far more restrained. All I want is your $45,000. Better pay more attention to the fight. Pancho's left in Burke's face, takes a right across, answers back, hands are down. Sure looks like Pancho's guard is wide open. Pierce will like that. Another right from Burke, catches Pancho on the side of the head. He looks dazed. Now's the moment for Burke to step in. He's measuring Pancho. Here it comes. A terrific right, and it misses. Pancho ducks under, dances away, and the crowd wants to know what happened to Burke. They pretend they don't understand. Pierce, he's stunned. Why? Burke is down on his back, blood spurting out of his mouth.
He missed him.
Where's that phony doctor? He should be in the ring pretending to examine Burke.
Doctor!
What happened, Jenny?
Gosh, Stan, I don't know.
The doctor.
Look in my bag. Once. On that seat there.
Doc, what happened?
This man's hemorrhaging. He's in very bad shape.
But I never touched him. Santissima Madre de Dios.
That Pancho puts on a very good act.
Apparently, you didn't need to touch him. Stand back, please.
But I tell you...
No, never mind. There's no use. This man is dead.
Dead? Dead, but how?
Apparently, Mr. Lyon, when he missed that terrific swing, he burst a blood vessel. Completely chance. Couldn't have been predicted.
But are you sure?
Lyon, your guests.
Oh, yes, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, I must ask you all, please, to leave at once. Please say nothing of what has happened here tonight. I'm very much afraid we're all accessories to homicide if this ever gets out. Now, good night. Ladies and gentlemen, please leave
Stan.
as quietly as possible.
Yeah.
Quick, the money. There.
But what are you going to do?
What do you think? Take it.
But we lost. We lost the bet.
I don't care. He'll never be able to report us. He'll be too busy trying to hush this thing up.
But
Listen, a plane leaves for Miami from Havana at midnight. Grab it. I'll meet you at the hotel in Palm Beach tomorrow.
But, Jenny, we're liable to be arrested in a homicide rap.
Do you think I know that? Go on, beat it. I'll meet you in Palm Beach. Hurry.
But I've got no money left.
Here, quick. Before they say I've got the satchel. Here's 100. Goodbye, Stan. And Stan, listen.
Yeah, well, what?
Hurry.
The most artistic aspect of this swindle was that the chump fled, convinced he was in for real trouble, homicide trouble, completely forgetful of his $45,000. Pretty, wasn't it? It's one of the neatest jobs I'd ever pulled off. And as soon as he was safely off my rented estate, my Confederates gathered around for the payoff.
This is good business, Harry. How did you like my act?
Oh, you were great, Pancho, old man. Burke, the way you bit into that bladder of chicken blood, I thought the blood had never stopped coming out. Where's that satchel? Come on, we'll split up the profits now.
Here it is.
Where's Jenny? She's the one that deserves some praise, the way she hooked that poor fish. Jenny! Jenny!
She must have gone inside for something.
Well, I'll take her cut and give it to her later. Hand me that satchel. Oh, whenever I think of the expression on that Pierce's puss. Why do you know I'll bet he... Hey, what's this?
What is it? What's the matter? What happened, Harry?
That vixen? That seventh daughter of the seventh daughter, that double-crossing, no, sextuple-crossing, wry-necked witch, that...
Who, Harry?
Warren, Jenny Warren! She's run off with my money. What? Not your money, not your money. Mine, I've got enough to pay you off, every penny. It's the bet she's absconded with, one of the shrewdest schemes I'd ever hatched, and she has to throw the queer in it. Listen to her note. She says, and I'm leaving 5 for your end, Harry. That'll be enough to pay for a long-distance phone call to tell me what you think of me. I'll be in New York tonight, but after that, who knows where I'll be. Love, Jenny.
Harry Lime returns in just a moment. And now, Harry Lime.
What is a sucker, friends? Step closer, you're crowding the pavement, and I'll tell you. A sucker is a larcenous chump. Maybe I said that before, but I think I forgot to mention that there's an awful lot of us. I promised my Confederates that they'd get their expenses paid, but after thinking that over for about 30 seconds, I figured there was no use throwing good money after bad. Of course, it meant leaving Cuba in a kind of a hurry, but after all, they should have known better. They should have remembered the old saying, lime doesn't pay.